if you check the description. Let's see all the
Oh, word. Okay.
stuff in there.
Oh,
Thank
word.
you.
Okay.
Stuff in there.
Oh,
Thank
word.
you.
Okay.
Stuff. And the mic works. Great. Good. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Brigandine Wildcard, or Wildcard Brigandine, however you want to call it, whatever you want to say. It's fine. I don't mind. And what we got today is Raging Paul with Frost. So they're going to duke it out today. They have to pick their countries, and they have to see how they want to play them. So let me do a sweet tweet. There we go. All right, you two. Yeah, I guess just go start game. Get it loaded there. Score. You went to castles, but yeah. The circle button.
Yeah.
When I say circle and I say X, I'm talking about PlayStation controls. I'm not talking about that controller. You know you mentioned that me every single time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I already know this. What happened there?
Paul, but I found a Switch controller that has PlayStation loadout. So it's very odd. But all right, before you get into it here, before you set yourself up, Frost and Paul.
Well, I picked last time first.
You picked last time first. Okay, so I've got this written down 1 to 4, as far as which countries are what, and so you're playing second tier scenario. So Frost, how you doing today? You there?
Frost?
Did Frost take a break? I think he might have muted himself temporarily.
You went downstairs.
Okay, well we're gonna wait for Frost because
Nope. I'm talking.
Oh, yeah, we couldn't hear you at all.
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So
I don't know why that happened.
all right. Well, besides the hiccup, how's it going, man?
It's good. How are you?
All right. So, what countries do you think you're gonna get?
Countries number 1 and country number 2. How about that?
You're gonna pick 1 and 2?
Sure.
Okay, I'll pick 3 and 4.
Okay. All right. Next time I'm gonna do it, I'll let you pick one country, and then the other person can pick another number.
Okay.
But if you want to pick 1 and 2,
Okay.
that's fine. So if you're picking 1 and 2, you're playing as a Scalio and Norgard. Paul is playing as a Skyrus.
Cool.
And Caerleon. So it is.
So what you're saying is I'm going to be fighting myself.
It is the yellow and blue versus the green and purple.
You might have to fight yourself.
Well, if you do have to fight yourself, then you can choose the you can choose whether you want to fight offense or defense for said battle.
Yeah, that's the
Cool.
coin toss comes in, but
But just remember, guys, if you don't want to play the battle, right?
yeah.
You don't like the situation, you don't want to play the battle, if you hit end, I will count that as you want to fight the battle. If you hit retreat, then I know you don't want to fight it. But you have to do it immediately, okay?
Yep.
So that's the only other given. And then, because if you hit end and you're like, oh shoot, I don't want to fight the battle, the other person gets a win.
Yeah.
Because I think that you want to fight it,
Okay, first year went by, no one attacks. Always happens that way.
Okay. All right, you guys have at it then.
All right.
I'm going to
These all autoed.
get my scorecard here and then tally.
They're ordered. Make sure they're autoed, not accidentally organized again. That was funny.
I was accidentally last week I actually
fun with execution.
I was doing execute instead of auto, which I did that for 2 turns.
Got
but-
the AI some ideas.
Yeah, but I remember just continuously auto now instead of anything else. So that was my bad last time. Alright, let's see what we got here. Leon has invaded Salisbury. I'm coming after you, boy! Don't know who I'm fighting with, though. Ah, did it?
Oh, good.
Wow. Not
Leon's
too
invading
shabby.
Salisbury.
Nice. You're-
So
Not too shabby.
you guys are still fighting against each other.
Well, it's
Neat.
gonna happen.
It's the 4th week, eh?
Definitely Ulster.
I think so.
1, 2,
Definitely Bagman.
3, 4.
Oh, you want the old bag lady in there?
Definitely Sheridan.
He's fighting with old bag lady.
You have a way better army than me. Actually, well.
You got some heal. We both have like a number of heals though on our teams.
Oh, you got more. You got 4 heals? Nah.
Well,
Ross,
if you count
got the
this
same,
guy,
you
I got
both have
5.
the same team you had last week.
Actually, I got 5 if you
No, we
count
don't.
Isfis.
You played as a Scallion.
Oh, and 6 if you count.
Yeah, Dinadan too if you count him. 'Cause I got 2 Universe, 3 Angels, Sissy Face, and Dinadan.
Oh, yeah, 3 angels. I'm sorry.
So I got 5 regular monsters.
I think we've had a fight very similar to this one before.
Well, it was definitely Dinadan with that same loadout.
Yeah. I think I was playing as a Scholar when he was doing it with this kind of layout.
Yes.
'Cause I remember he had a lot of heals on his team. He had like
It was almost that exact same loadout.
it was a lot of healing power
Yeah,
that
it
I
was
saw
almost
there.
that same thing there.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think his armies were exactly the same though, but it was when I fought against him like the first week or whatever. He had a lot of healing power on his team.
Mm-hmm.
Like nightmares. Nice. He wants to fight with the
Hi,
bag
Cat.
lady.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Well, think already.
So,
I shall secure or expire or something.
so my only hope would be if my rocks paralyze everything.
Well, they can't paralyze anything. They can stone things though.
Or stone. You know what I meant.
Yeah, I know what you meant. Just trying to get technical though. There's no shame in retreating.
I'm sure you would've
Yeah,
done
I'm
that
thinking
by
that
now.
might be the right move.
Oh, come on, man.
Give you an
close.
easy one? Is that what you're saying?
Well, if you end for the first turn, don't do anything. It's up to you if you want.
So what you're saying is give me an easy one.
Well, if you run away, right away though, then no. If you stay for 1 turn, then it's
I know the rules.
okay.
I'm
Hey, Carrot.
thinking,
so-
should I give Paul an easy one?
Uh,
give
Move
Paul an
off
easy
your
one.
castle.
I
Into
think
the
you should.
hills.
I think you should fight as hard as you can. You know,
Give me an easy one. Move off your castle.
just
Just
because
around the.
just because
around
Paul
the
comes
foothills.
off sounding sweet sometimes doesn't.
I am a
doesn't
nice
mean it-
man with happy feelings. Hey, Carrot.
Let's go, Carrot.
Hey, Carrot.
Mr. Carrot.
I mean, this is going to be a loss. I'm definitely going to lose this battle, but I'm
Oh, come
curious to see
on.
how it goes.
I'll be nice. Maybe.
No, you won't.
If you do the right things, you can get wins. You know,
A lot of
depends
healing
on
potential.
what you do. You know.
Yeah, we both have heals. I mean, I feel twice as much as he does, but
Yeah, that chess form was I was playing the other night. Oh my gosh, that was tough.
Jake Alderson.
It was a lot. What's up, hosers?
Jake
What's
and
up,
Alton.
you hoser?
You just call me a hose.
How's it going?
Hey, Jake.
Altison with the raging robot there.
Yeah, that's not me though, because I'm not a robot.
Did you see that, Frost? I made Paul into a robot.
I didn't see that.
He's one of the emojis there. He's drinking a beer and smoking, and he's on fire too.
It's kind of strange. I do drink, but I don't smoke.
Yeah, you do.
I smoke cigars, maybe.
Yeah,
Once
well, that's
in
what
a-
he's smoking. He's smoking a cigar.
Oh,
And that counts.
I can't see it that well.
That
It's kinda
counts.
small. It's kind of small.
Smoking cigars doesn't count. Like having bubble gum.
Last time I had a cigar was last summer though.
Come on, Paul. I know you don't. I know you don't smoke, quote, but you do smoke cigars anytime you want to have them or they're offered to you. I know this because I have cigars with you sometimes. Not all the time, but
I remember cigars.
yeah.
I'm not denying it.
I haven't smoked a cigar in probably since one of my best friend's weddings.
Oh wow.
He had custom cigars made, and I smoked one of those. And that was probably the last time I smoked a cigar.
Was it really that bad?
You know, it was great cigar. I mean,
Okay.
All right, Alton,
I
you watch your
enjoyed
mouth.
it, but I don't want to really smoke anymore. So that's why I've switched to edibles, and that's so much better for you.
I see.
You better watch your mouth, Alton.
Yeah, how's it going, Jake and Altison and everybody else that's here? It's been a while since Paul was raging, more like crying Paul.
Okay, all right. You want to hear me rage?
Now, see, I
I can
said
get very nasty.
No.
I said the other time we should have called you Rabid Paul. You know, Rabies Paul.
Yeah.
Raging Rabies Paul?
Rabies, Paul.
Rabies.
Foaming at the mouth. Well, when you do rage, sometimes you do. A little spittle does like form around the edges of your mouth. So,
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Man.
so
That's what-
rabies might be the better term.
No, you gotta stick with
Rabid?
that. Yeah, rabid. Like a
Rabid?
Ra-
Rabid,
rabid
raging,
would be that.
raging rabid Paul?
No, just raging Paul is good enough.
I'm just saying, the person that came up with your name initially hasn't been around here for a while, so
I know. Nick.
maybe it's time for a new title.
Well,
Maybe Crying Paul?
no. If you guys got to choose your names, I get to choose mine as well. No one came up with your names for you, did they?
Somebody definitely came up with my name for me. Well, part of it anyway. Actually, most of it.
Well, somebody else came up with your name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That maybe I should get to choose my name this time.
No. Once they come up with it, everybody else has to
No,
choose it
no,
from
no.
there on. Either you come up with your own name, or someone else comes up with it for you, right? Right, chat? Is that the way that goes? Can robots get rabies?
The old tradition for nicknames is that somebody else has to come up with it for you.
Yeah.
Frost comes decidedly from, actually, you know the guy, I met at Minimal. He challenged me to write haikus about Frost, so I was like, he was like, you are Frost. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, some guy wanted to make up a nickname for me in high school. He wanted to call me Hollywood, but I was like, I don't know. Nobody really stuck with it. So most people never really made a nickname for me. That was the only one. You know. Watch this mouth spit truths. You don't get to choose your own titles. It be happy. Well, that's good. That's good. So, as
Happy is good.
As everybody's here, Jake, Altison, Carrot, if you just want to say hi, how you doing? Paul's over here. Frost is wherever Frost is.
New York.
In New York somewhere. And Frost is playing as the green team down here with Carrot.
Definitely
Frost
not.
is playing as Scalia. What am I thinking? Oh my god.
Yellow.
Yeah, I thought there was gonna be different teams this week, but you literally picked the exact same teams that you had last week. Well, Frost did.
All right, send Alicia up the front. Let's go.
Okay. I don't think so.
Jake says he came
Damn.
up with Knights of Chagari. I claim Prima Nocta.
Prima Nocta.
Prima Nocta. Okay.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
I don't
Prima
know. I don't know how we're
Nocta
gonna be able
bullshit.
to fulfill that, request.
Yeah, Prima Nocta, I'm not so sure about. That's not a good thing.
But the Knights of Chagaria was.
That sounds
was
like
a-
having
a-
sex
a
with
really-
Battle Brothers. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that was a really good name, and so I kudos that, and I
Okay,
silver-
I know what you're
silver
gonna
spooned
do.
it into fruition. So. Prima Nocta. Isn't that the thing where you take the other person's wife and?
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
there's-
first night.
You take them into their bed the first night of their union. After that, you kill them.
Wait, you're not supposed to kill him.
I mean, you could do that too, but
That's what they
that
did.
sort of defeats
No,
the
that was
purposes
the
of the
that-
forced.
Exactly. See what Frosty
They
said?
definitely did not kill them after.
No,
Well,
because
they
you're-
never came
because-
back.
Because the point was, he says, but what Longshank said is, if we can't get them out, we'll breed them out. That was the point. So the firstborn son is literally a bastard, because back in the day,
Well, yeah,
if
but-
you
yeah,
were,
but
if
the
you
wife-
didn't know
yeah.
your father,
But the wives never came back though. The one that was
Okay, this is where the history nerd goes to Wikipedia and looks shit up, because now you've got me on a thing.
They never,
Well-
It wasn't just England. The majority of historians have concluded the idea is a myth, and that references to it are from later periods. It may have been the feudal lords using their power and influence over serfs to sexually exploit women free of consequences, as opposed to some sort of legitimate legal right. In other words, hey, I'm the king, I'm going to do what I want, versus, hey, this is the law, I get to do what I want. Alright, Paul, so you're going to go around me to the left, because of
No,
course
I'm
you
not.
are.
I'm not. That's not where I'm going.
oh hey,
No, it's not, you sure?
I don't know. I never know left from right, so.
The Lord gets the first night with the wife to consummate the marriage. Yes, that's that is the gist of it.
That is what I just said.
Yes.
Fuck.
The thing is,
Good.
he took the bride in his bed the first night of her marriage. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
The thing is, I'm seeing.
Again, that's kind of mythological, but sure.
So, and they also
well,
killed
maybe
his
it
wife
was
as
just
well.
done for the
They
movie.
also killed his
well,
wife too.
Well, the thing is, it might have been just done for the movie, just to make it more dramatic and stuff.
Possibly.
But the fact is,
Yes,
if your
it was
first-
definitely
if your
hyped
first,
up in the movie.
if your firstborn was of some other guy, and you're a bastard, then the firstborn is a bastard of the family, and they gotta wait for another child to be born if another child's born, which means that likely you make a whole civilization of bastard children that they don't know who their real parent is. They can't really claim a real legitimate claim to the throne because, black blood isn't the same as pure blood, for houses and stuff, for, medieval times and all that.
Yeah.
See also Crusader Kings 2.
Yeah, that's it kind of has some of that in there. Oh, I got to see the rest of Game of Thrones, Frost.
Really? You finished it? Like
I
the TV
can't
series?
I can't believe how long that took to finish that. I tried to marathon that. 2.5 to 3 weeks it takes to get through that whole thing. It's because each episode like an hour,
pretty dense.
An hour, 20 minutes. Yeah. I think I liked for the most of it. Peter Dinklage is the dwarf guy. He is a really good actor.
He is a really good actor.
I was actually sad when what's her face, who marries the not the oh man, why can't I remember the kid's name? You know the kid that was more tyrannical. He got
Joffrey?
Joffrey, yes. His younger brother. When she was gonna be with him, I was like, hey, things are coming together. But then the mother had to be the evil queen that she wanted to be, and did what she did. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yep. And Simon's response
sealed-
was perfect. I completely understand where he's coming from.
I was just thinking, you just sealed your own grave there when she did that, and yeah. but I think it was a decent show. I'm not gonna watch it again for a while because it's massively long. I gotta take some time before I watch it again, you know. But it's pretty decent.
Yeah, so I'm gonna lose this fight, but that's okay.
How did you feel about the ending with it?
B minus.
Really?
They skimped out on the last season. Yeah, they did some things right.
Did you
I
read
don't
the whole
like
series
the.
too?
Did I what?
Did you read the series, or you just from?
I didn't. I have not read the books. So I don't know how. I know it's different in the books. So you have to kind of treat the TV property as the TV property, and let that sort of do its own thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it made sense from what happened, from like a personal standpoint, but it doesn't really like.
I mean, they completely undid Daenerys' character growth throughout the entire series, so that sort of sucked.
Yeah, they kind of pulled her back into a child mentality, more like into a Joffrey sense, but like a nicer Joffrey, you know?
Well, she was always sort of torn between her what do you call it? Like her, I guess, family curse of being violent versus her ideals of being peaceful.
Yeah.
And I guess just the way they did it over the course of like one episode, having her just snap was. I understand why you might have her ultimately give in, but you got to do a better job with rationalizing it.
Yeah, I know too, and it didn't make any sense to me in that sense. It was almost like with Daenerys, she should have just started to grow as a character and grow as a woman, because she wanted to be the queen.
She did.
But she
did. They just undercut it.
She wanted to be the queen, but she started to play upon her advisors as if they were just chess pieces. You know, like she wanted their advice, but she didn't want their advice. You know, they told her, you're probably going to do something bad with this. I think we should probably pull back. And she's like, but I'm the queen. But you hired me for a reason. You know, as they're trying to say that to her in a very nice way, never really got to say it. Because, you know, it comes down to like, are you going to rule with fear? Are you going to rule with some kind of diplomacy and some kind of, you know, way of being just? That's where Peter Dinklage's character really like shined through. Like he tried to open up a dialogue in times when maybe it wasn't the best, you know, but he always knew how to like appeal to the inner character of the person, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's where that.
I did not do Dwindle. I did.
God damn it.
I think that's where that one other character, who was
You definitely did Dwindle.
I thought I went to New Dimension though. Oh well.
No, you messed that up.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised you went for Dwindle too. I was like, what?
I was trying New Dimension, but.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Yeah, guys, Jake, Alderson, if you haven't been here for a while, Jake, we're doing this wildcard Brigandine, and so far, Frost is kind of in the lead. And then comes Paul, and then comes Mike. Well, you know, Mike's here.
Oh, cool. You needed that.
Well, that was pretty critical.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know, I thought of a really good joke last night. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay, what's the difference between boogers and broccoli?
The difference?
Where you pick them from?
Paul doesn't eat broccoli.
Yes, I do. Oh, I like broccoli.
I'm kidding. That was a joke. Son.
Ever since I was a
Tales
kid.
from the Crypt.
I've always liked broccoli ever since I was a kid.
Paul doesn't get the joke.
No. The difference between burgers and broccoli?
Funny.
You have to be kidding me.
Just having
Please,
fun, buddy.
Paul.
I'm
Please tell me you're playing dumb.
I'm just
Please.
having fun right now.
Paul doesn't understand the
Of
joke.
course I'm kidding. Actually, that was a bad joke anyway.
That was from Tales from the Crypt, actually. But I just changed someone else's name to yours. So.
What was the actual name? You remember?
I don't know. I've been watching the old Tales of the Crypt lately, though.
Yeah. Ouch!
Can I get a
Jack,
stone?
you hit me.
Nope.
That was bad, and you should feel bad. Oh no.
It's true.
I don't want to feel bad. I
Yeah,
want to feel good.
I think you should feel
As
bad.
good as I can feel.
You should feel bad though. You should.
You know, it just kind of reminded me of you because you talk about eating broccoli all the time.
Well, I don't always eat it, but yeah.
Well, you tell me you eat bags of broccoli. So.
Well, yeah. You just put it in the bowl, put some butter over it, heat it up. I don't like it raw. I do not like broccoli raw, though. Honestly.
It's better when you got a little cheese on it than butter, but
Well, I've never actually tried cheese on it. I could, but I just never actually thought about that.
Get some
well,
garlic sauce going on.
garlic sauce is good, yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. It was an accident. Normally I wouldn't want to do this, but it's a point.
Merry Christmas.
I'm right by a weekend dragon anyway, so no big deal. I'm by a weekend dragon, right next to a weekend dragon, so I'm not too afraid. But he could put some other guys that would hurt me though.
Good idea, bad idea. What does chat say?
Good idea. That was so.
If you remember.
Probably a
that.
good idea. You got vast superiority on me.
That was so good on that. Yeah, like on the Animaniac show. Good idea. Stopping to smell the roses.
Avemo, where have
Good
you
idea.
been, man?
Stopping to feel the roses.
How's it going? Good idea.
Ik liebe.
Thank you for the sub, man.
Hey, Mo. That wasn't very nice.
Hello.
How could you do that to me?
That wasn't very effective.
Yeah, that was. Well, you are a weekend dragon, so.
Sire, you
Ouch!
greatest lord.
Fist, come on!
Ik liebe.
He's just a little guy.
AVRNO3 announced continued loyalty to the Knights of Trigger Area. 15
Oh yeah,
months.
you needed that.
What
Totally.
idea.
You totally
was
needed
awesome.
the crit. You totally needed the miss.
How crazy life has been. How are you? I am doing all right. Finally
Yeah.
getting back in college. Going to finish architecture.
You know what, 10 years?
Architecture.
10 years?
And that's actually going to be probably a couple of years. before I
Yeah, I know.
Well,
10
they put these different classes on different times of the year, so they don't run throughout the whole year. So if I don't do it at this time, I gotta wait till next year to do it.
Yeah.
And then I got
Yep.
tiers of classes on top of that. So I can't get to the second tier unless I finish all the first tier. And if I don't get to the first tier class until the next year, then I gotta wait a whole another year to move on to another. So it's gonna take a while. But
How dare you?
it's not too bad. Not too bad. We're doing good. This is Wildcard Brigandine, so if you wanted to play Avemo, you could play. It's not a permanent fixture for Fridays. It's just you come on board, you can play, you get scored for
I got 1 point though, you right? Got that?
killing monsters, and you get a win point for winning the battle. But
You're gonna get more than 1 point, Paul.
No, I
if you just,
I
like,
got
come
1
by and
point so
watch
far
them,
though.
Then there's that.
I got 1
I'm just
point
telling
so
you.
far, so.
Down I go. See you in a minute.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right.
Be right back.
So Paul got a
All right,
point.
retreat.
Frost, did you get a point?
Nope.
Not yet.
He's close. I mean, this guy's getting like kind of low. Get a little long. Okay, well, we're gonna have to heal him up a little bit. He got a little, you know, he got hurt. Yay! He's healthy now.
gonna see the Itchy and Scratchy show start up today?
Itchy, scratchy show. Well, we can try it.
Please
might
do
the
that.
Purple candies.
Itchy versus Mud.
Ooh. Trying to. It's kind of hard to cut through that mud to give him that the poison. The purple candies. Can't always get what you want, man.
No, you can't.
Let's kill this guy. It's an easy one.
Gollum.
Ooh,
Oh yeah, no, you needed that miss.
I'll take him.
I think they really tried to call that one Gollum.
Well, if it's Gollum, maybe it's Gollum. Gollum.
Well, they tried to make it kind of sound like it.
Gollum.
Ah, crap.
I almost wish they'd make a redo of all the old Lord of the Rings again, and actually
Okay.
like put them into actual sections, you know, so like they can include everything.
Miss. Oh, come on. Dang it. Ugh. Well, like you said,
Yes,
they should,
rage.
Like, the Lord of the Rings, they should in book 1 and book 2. Like how
Please give me a crit.
They cut the Hobbit in 3 points.
No.
That's what they should have done with the other ones. Put a lot more in there though.
Yeah, the Hobbit they did a lot better.
I gotta say, I do think. I mean, I do like the movies though. I'm not saying they were bad, but if they would have cut them up a little more, like they did the Hobbit, they could have put a lot more in there.
They're supposed to be doing new Lord of the Rings stuff, but I haven't really heard anything yet.
Well,
so I don't know.
they're coming out with the.
This
might be my last
like,
turn.
Something like making the rings, like Middle Earth and stuff. Okay, well.
Are you gonna bow out, Frost?
I might have to. I'm not giving him a couple points, but I don't think I'm gonna last more than 2 turns here at this rate.
Well, you both have.
Especially when that happens.
That was awesome.
You both have a pretty decent amount of healers.
Yeah, we do.
No.
Well, I got
You
twice
know.
as much as he does.
Yeah.
So.
So there's
Yeah, it
that.
doesn't do it.
Oh, he actually hit me.
He hit that.
By the way, just so you know,
You
I'm
missed the
definitely
wall.
hearing the
Yeah.
game music through the microphone.
He missed the wyvern. He hits a
Oh,
quaddle.
okay. Is it too loud or?
It's just there.
What the hell? Why not?
I don't know if you want it like feeding back through the mic twice,
I know
basically.
it's gonna work. So.
Neat, great, just what I needed.
Woohoo!
How does it sound, guys out there? How does it sound? Does it sound alright?
Yeah, I'm actually curious. Twitch, how does that sound? Are you getting feedback or what?
Most of the time, they just tell me if it's, you know, they can't hear me. You know, good on this side. All right.
Alton says it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, my mic is just a dynamic mic, so it only picks up within a certain radius, like where you can see with my hand. That's usually as far as it goes.
Yeah.
For like the basic stuff. Nobody else died yet?
Not yet, but we're coming to that hopefully pretty soon.
Well, thanks, Elsa.
Damn it.
What?
Fucking Bagdamagus and his shit rune range.
Well, you know what you can do.
Yeah, move him.
Yeah, right next to Dinadam. Get bombarded with a bunch of crap.
Oh man, I didn't get any snacks. Sorry.
That is
No
unacceptable.
snacks
That is
tonight.
unacceptable, my friend.
I'm just getting used to having like 1 or 2 of you over in the weekend now.
Well, if I was actually, I'm not that hungry anyway, though. But if I was,
I may have to go get beer though. We'll have to see. That thing's low.
Yep.
Awesome.
Whoa. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good hit from the wyvern.
Yeah.
84 to a death needle.
Yeah, not bad actually. Not bad. Alright, number 3. Let's see what we got here.
Looks like Paul's changing his luck today. Didn't do too well last week though, hey? Today.
Well, first things first. Fill this guy up. Come up there.
You know, it's only 7 o'clock. I think I should probably make some coffee. I think it's that time. I'll be right back, guys. Be right
It's
back.
that time, man. It's that time of day. For you to make coffee?
It's only 7.
Yeah. Magic away! Boom! Wonder, can I actually do this? Come on, little buddy. That was nice. Got a chance now.
Well,
Gotcha. Alright, I got another kill, Trigger, so when you're ready.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow. Here, let me keep score here. In the future, I'll have something interesting set up.
Just beat him.
Find it.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good.
You didn't kill a scorpion, did you?
No.
Okay. There's no friend points.
Well, there might be, though.
Well, let's hope there isn't.
Alright.
well, I killed
brownie
the scorpion.
What?
Point. Brownie point for Frost.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, he killed my scorpion.
That thing is struggling, man.
So Frost got brownie point, hey?
Yeah, brownie point.
Alright.
Yep, of course.
Yeah, number of misses that were actually helped me out quite a bit.
I know.
Okay,
Oh, cool.
number 2s.
So 3, maybe 4 kills.
Well,
Ready to get more?
no, I haven't killed anyone quite yet, but most likely I'm gonna be getting another 2 more.
You know what? I'm gonna have my Lord of the Rings button for this.
Oh, I was hoping that would be a kill. No. Alright, another one. I killed a golem. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this one off.
You got a golem kill?
Yeah, I killed the. No, a ghoul. Sorry, ghoul. Not golem. Yeah, Shooting something else.
Paul, you got 3 kills, eh?
Yep. Almost 4. Almost 4, but.
Alright. Wait, were you saying something when I was grinding beans, Frost?
Nope.
Oh.
86% chance and I missed. Why not?
Yeah, I get those sometimes.
I missed like 5 attacks that battle.
Alright, so Frost, you got 1 kill, and then Paul's got 3.
Yep.
Alright.
Yep.
Purple
Alright.
Castle, so.
And Paul got the win.
Good battle, Frost. But, you know, I mean, with my healing
battle.
potential. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually going to say that game music is a little loud.
Well, just the ending there. You turned down a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
Just 1 attack? That was it? Wow.
Sometimes that's all there is. Now remember, if Iscalia fights Norgard or Iscaris fights Caerleon,
Ha!
The Viper was a little not very nice. The rabbit said.
Viper was more deadly than the Scorpion.
usually, this is Hayud.
Well, he goes on a quest right away anyway, though. As soon as he goes.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I came to join. How he goes on a quest? Like, you just get a night. No.
He's like, hey man, I'll join you. Peace out. I'm gone.
Exactly. Whatever that is.
Hey Frost,
Yeah.
do you ever grind your own beans?
It has happened, yes.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's. I almost don't want to go out and buy coffee at any other place. Now that I grind my own beans.
Yeah, well, because this is Trigger's house, and these are his beans.
These are my beans. No, seriously, like your own ground beans taste so radically different than anything I get from Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or any other coffee place I get. You know, I mean, I can tell the difference when they're putting in creamers and stuff, but just the taste of the coffee, it's not like super bitter, super harsh. It just tastes like coffee.
What?
You know?
No one
Wow.
attacked?
They wanted a quest.
Game does not want to be played today, huh?
Well, it is getting played. We're just having a little more not fighting, you know.
Come on, yay.
The game notices you two have been warmongers for so long. It wants you to kind of calm down a little bit.
We're not warmongers. We're just bringing
I don't know
in
about
players.
You come here every week to fight each other on a massive scale.
That's because you wanted us to. You're the warmonger. Even though you're not playing this
Yeah,
time.
you don't
just like
even
to
play.
watch.
You're not playing this time. You're just watching.
I'm just watching.
You're just
I'm just spectating over
Yeah,
here.
the commentator now.
That's worse.
What's worse?
Just watching.
Well, there's a reason for it.
Especially when you're orchestrating.
It's so that I make sure you don't pull out any nukes on each other. You know, I'm the Geneva Convention right now.
Nukes. This is long time ago. There's no nuclear weapons.
Well, if they did try to come up with them, I'll make sure you.
Oh,
don't
there's
have
magic.
Them.
Well, we can't come up with them in this game.
There's here, dude. How's that not a nuke?
That's magic. That's not actually a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
It's probably worse than a nuke, to be honest.
Well, yeah, it is. It is.
Infinite MP to do.
But I'm saying it's not like an actual nuclear bomb. It's magic though.
Okay, I get it. Still.
Well, let's see if we get a battle this time.
Yeah, let's.
You will have more questing and you will like it.
What good is the question here? We can't put on the guy like if we get like a call me bow or something like that. We can't put on the guy we want to. Everything's auto.
You still get it.
Well, you
Yeah.
might.
Or
get
Guardian
rid of
Invades
that one, might
Orkney.
get to use it.
Okay, Frost is coming after me. An orc me. Oh boy.
Oh god.
You got clearance, Clarence?
I'm gonna have to walk down this fucking place again. Actually, a good fight though.
Roger, Roger. We have clearance, guys.
You have clearance cards?
Father, please watch as I fight in your name.
Bastards, I'll send you all to hell. Yeah, I'm
One
the
person's kind of nice and just there, and then he's just crazy in the head, you know?
Honestly, I gotta say, Gish looks pretty badass though. Just the way he made the blue hair and the look in his eyes.
That's just something I never expect him to say. You know, you're gonna be like, hey man, good games. He's like, bastards, I'll send you to hell.
Yeah, he was
He's
revived
just
Lance.
frothing at the mouth, you know?
He was an advancer for Lance's father. He was friends with Kai. He betrayed the king, became one of the 4 top generals in the Empire. And I'm like, okay.
So he was deceptive the whole time. He was
In a way, yeah.
he was playing both cards.
I guess you could say that, yeah.
He was like that one guy in Game of Thrones that joins the Knights of the Vale at the end. He commands Knights of the Vale and then he gets his throat cut. What was his name again? He had a very
Littlefinger?
Littlefinger, you're right, yeah. Gish is kind of like a Littlefinger for this game, I would think.
I don't know about that. Littlefinger is way more manipulative.
What was Middlefinger trying to do ultimately at the end? I couldn't really figure it out. It was like, does he want to marry the woman, or does he just want to be on her good side, or because he already has, he's already like kind of commanding the Knights of the Vale. What does he need with Winterfell as well?
No.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he went in the last bit of the game.
He could have kept his mouth shut, and he would have had a fantastic position down in whatever the eastern side of the country was. I think that was the eastern side, right?
The Vale? I don't remember.
I looked at the map once.
I want to
and
say you're right.
I looked at the map once, and it looked like they're, you know, the way that they had their globe was still kind of like more flat Earth shaped, and they never discovered the rest of the eastern side of the map. Like it was this huge spot. It was kind of like
Yeah,
you know, there's this huge spot.
After you go far enough,
it's never explored, never described, never talked about, and even the north, the northeast and the north and the southeast was just like.
Well, yeah, like in the,
it's
in
there,
the,
but
in the far north, this is the 2 blue wizards live. They're never talked about though.
I hate that when they put it. I just hate that, not just in movies and books too. They got this vast territory that's. We don't know what's there.
And nothing was really happening up in those areas.
Man, I did that with a book.
It was just Mordor versus Rohan and Gondor.
Yeah, but it just makes me think there's going to be a sequel. There's going to be another book, and they're going to go into that terrain, or they're going to talk about someone from that terrain, and they come back to the main territory, but they came from over here. They came from the place you never heard of before, you know?
Yeah.
And now they're coming back to the main terrain. But when they just leave this vast terrain of the... unless it's like complete brutal desert or complete brutal snow, there should be something living there, right?
Well, there is
Should be some point to that.
Well, there was something living there. It's just not. There's nothing going on there. I mean, if Gondor and Rohan were wiped out, then yeah, maybe Sauron would have moved north or south.
I don't know. I like it when they like include like all the terrain of the entire map, and we kind of know. Okay, well, there's not much going on there, but there is a little civilization down there, and they did make contact at one point. You know, kind of like how they do in. That's why some Final Fantasy games, even when I play them, I don't like some of the maps. I think they're just horrible. Like Final Fantasy 2, the map, you got places all over the place, but they're places that were either ancient places and dwelled upon at one point, but then they're just totally forgotten about and not even really written about. It's like, what's the point of this place? You know, what's the point of building a Colosseum way the fuck out here in the middle of nowhere with no other town nearby or no nothing? What's the point of that? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know, that's why I like Final Fantasy 1, where finally when you get to Lufinia, it's an ancient city, it's way out of the middle of nowhere, and they don't really contact any people, you know, but it has a purpose, you know.
Yeah.
It's a part of the story, right? You know, and then you got to actually go to like almost all the corners of the world to, you know, to
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
save the world,
Yeah,
right?
you do.
It's just some games they don't do it. What was it? 7 kind of completed the map. 8 kind of let some stuff loose. 9 was annoying to me because 9 left so much terrain that you could just like fly over and it meant nothing.
6 had
You know,
all the
there was-
trains kind of covered basically.
Yeah, 6 kind of had a lot of it covered, but there were still like empty spots.
Not a lot though.
There were some empty spots. And the world, the thing I didn't
Yeah,
like,
but
the
the
thing
thing
I
with
didn't
the
like
empty
about 6
spots
is-
is that it takes.
Well, they like World of Ruin. They left World of Ruin. I understand it's World of Ruin, but still, it was just like it was like a highway with rubble,
Yeah.
and then the music got.
It was kind of morbid, yeah.
I mean, it's just like constantly depressing. It's just every time I had to turn something else on. It's like I can't
Well,
listen
I,
to
like
this
in the
all
world of
the
balance, I
time.
like it because it was terrorist music.
It
That was
was-
good.
No, it was well orchestrated
The world of
music.
ballad.
It was made to be terrible. It was made to make you feel terrible, and it worked. I didn't want to listen to it again, like, because I had to grind and grind out people against the dinosaurs all the time, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I just liked it when they have some games where the terrain makes sense, you know. Like even here in Brigandine, at the top part of the map, where there's that little eagle beak area. You know, I would imagine they could have came up with some idea for a little town, you know, that you could find in a quest or something like that. You know, the whole idea with like Leonia and Philosophia going out to meet Solon somewhere. Where did they meet him? Was it in Forcina? Was it in a different continent, island? Like where did they go? You know, if they the greatest thing is if they can make games, but they can, even if it's a place that you can't go to, if they can even just reference it on the map, within the map of the game that you're playing, that they went to, that there was a town there, you know? Like
Yeah.
how they kind of mentioned the elves in the forest that's just on the edge of Forcina. They don't want to be, within
yeah.
human terrain.
Yeah.
That's why you don't see Limelight and you don't see the other elves regularly.
Yeah.
They're in the map, but it's part of the quest, but you can never fully interact with it. I'm fine with that, you know? But if they don't tell you where they come from, where they are, it's like, well, you know, it just seems like lazy writing to me. Like you didn't really like finish the story with this. You know, like where are they?
Yeah.
Are they in Escalio somewhere? Are they in Caerleon? You know, I don't know. You know, it would just
I hear you.
it would make a little more sense if they just had some detail and be like, we're in a town near this other town, and then you graph out where that other town is. You're like, oh, they're somewhere around this area, you know. And then because the thing is, even with books and with games, if you can let the player imagine where these things are, just the ability to imagine the lore is fun in and of itself.
Yep.
And you give the player or you give the reader that opportunity, that hypes up the book even more. You know, because you look at Lord of the Rings and you find out all these other little things they're talking about, and you can kind of reference where it is on the map, you know. But it gives you the idea to think about, like, well, you know, could this person have known this person because they're nearby each other, you know? It's just the fantasy. It's the ability to imagine, you know, that I think makes certain books like of fantasy quality that much better. You know, because if you give people something to imagine, you kind of are able to somewhat cross-reference it and give them an idea where it is. You know.
Yeah.
I just kind of wish, you know, more writers would do things like that, because it's sort of the Ichabod Crane question. You know, when you read Ichabod Crane, you don't know what happens at the end.
Legend of Sleepy Hollow, yeah.
You know, you don't really know.
You don't know what happens.
I'm not saying you have to read every book like that, but I'm saying you leave them with an idea of to like try to think about it, look it up, and theorize what could have happened.
Yeah,
to
we had
the
a
point that you're
discussion
like,
of,
okay, I think
was
this is
he
where they.
alive? Is he alive or is he dead? 'Cause
You know,
you never see it again, but
because that's the same thing they did with Cowboy Bebop. You know, but when they did the remake
never saw the remake.
of Cowboy Bebop, they just try to make a whole new dimension of Cowboy Bebop. So it's not really the same thing. So it leaves the original Cowboy Bebop up to the ability for you to theorize what could have happened, you know, at the end. Which is really cool.
Yeah.
Because that's what it comes down to in a lot of books and games. If you give the power to the player, you give the power to the reader to have some control over it. It's almost like watching the movie The Never-Ending Story. You become a part of the story, you know, and it gets more exciting that way, you know, because you're involved with it. You're being melded into it. You know what I mean? That's what I think is good fantasy writing. You know, when you can get those key elements in there, you know, you can put it in there where, you know, now you're not just reading a story, you're a part of the story. You're invested into the story. There's something interesting in there for you to grasp on and wonder about. One of my favorite things from Lord of the Rings was Tom Bombadil. That's the one thing I grasp onto when I look at it. And that's not Gandalf, it's not Balrog, it's not the ring. I couldn't give two shits about the ring. It's the fact that he put the ring on and he took it off and he's like, you know, whatever. You know, it's just like a slight extra character in there that you're like, well, who the hell is this guy?
There's also when Frodo put the ring on to walk away, he's like, Frodo, where are you going?
Yeah, and then he could see Frodo.
Yeah, he saw the hit.
Yeah,
Frodo's got the ring and he can see
I'm just saying, like, that's the exciting part about some writing. It's just this thing out of nowhere. And then maybe he or she is not even the biggest part of the story, but it's just like this amazing thing out of like, what is it? Why? You know, why would you put something in there like that? Just to be more intriguing, right? Or because it seems cool, right? You put it there because it seems cool. Now because it seems cool, it is more intriguing. It is cooler. What is some other side thing that you guys like about Lord of the Rings that isn't the main story? You know? What do you guys think?
I'm not that familiar with Lord of the Rings these days.
Okay, well, Paul, what do you... And chat, if you want to talk about this or whatever.
Things that are in the book that aren't part of it.
In the book, like what I'm talking about, Tom Bombadil. It's just a few chapters, or maybe it's a chapter or two, but it's not very much.
Well, it's him also. But he saves him the Bear Downs, so I think it's a two.
Okay.
The Bear Downs, I think it's a chapter.
But like what? I know you used to tell me, well, when you're younger about the Eagles. You know, they come and rescue him or something like that. Ooh. But that was.
No, they rescued the dwarves and the Hobbit.
Yeah, Hobbit.
That's not Lord of the Rings.
Well, I'm talking about that. Just like something you know, mentioned, tell me when you're younger, you like that part.
Well, I always liked the Eagles. But
it's funny, I've seen some memes of that where people are saying, like, why didn't the Eagles just take him up there and take him back?
Yeah, take him to the one.
Well, there's no story then if you do that, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, though.
You know,
because the Eagles could have taken him right to the gate of Mordor, Mount Doom, throw the ring, and then get out of there.
Yeah.
So, you know, but no, we're not gonna do that.
No, Paul, what I'm talking about is like a side aspect of the main story that you like, that's intriguing, that kind of like...
Including the Hobbit.
It could include the Hobbit, because, I mean, it's all, you know, Lord of the Rings. And I'm just saying something intriguing. Like, for the Hobbit, I think it was it Bjorn? The bear man?
Yeah.
That was, like, really cool, because he's just, like, a ridiculously strong...
I'd have to go with that.
Metamorphosis.
I'd probably go with that one as well.
Animal person, you know?
Yeah.
And you said you didn't like how in the movie they didn't talk to him initially. They just kind of barge in there.
Well, the thing is, in the story, Gandalf said walk 2 by 2 every 5 minutes, 2 by 2 get into his house. Everyone ran in, like they saw this guy trying to get rid of this guy. They all ran in there at once. I'm like, that's not what was in this book.
Was it so that he wouldn't get upset? I think that was the point, right?
Yes.
So he wouldn't get upset and transform into his bear form.
Exactly. That's why Gandalf did that. But no, everyone runs in and barges like, that's not how it was in the book.
Yeah.
I got the name Clarence from It's a Wonderful Life.
Hmm?
It's a Wonderful Life. Clarence, his guardian angel.
Oh yeah.
Clarence! Oh, alright, come on, Gabriel. Clarence!
Mm.
Look at that. Ooh. Pile. Mr. Pile. Pit. I'm going to take you to the pit. In the pit. In the pit. There's in Willow. When Willow brings his baby to the village council, and they find out that the baby was the reason that the dogs came to find it. He goes, "We must find the culprit and throw him in the pit." Yeah, in the pit. In the pit. So Willow turns away and starts walking away. And the High Owl's like, "Willow Hopkins, come forward." A Daikini child. That's what this was. Let's give it back to them. Because again, there were Daikini in the pit. What would they give that to?
Yeah. Well, that was an interesting movie. I wonder if that was a book.
I don't remember it being a book.
It seems like it would have been a
It
book.
could have been, yeah.
Because it was sort of just a one-off movie.
I don't think it. Not that I know of though.
But they put a lot of effort into it, like a lot of fantasy
They did.
games and movies do.
Yeah, they did. They did.
I still think that was probably Val Kilmer's best performance.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he was good in Top Gun though as well. I really thought.
Well, sure, he was good in Top Gun, but he like really pulled out his personality in Willow. I think he did. You see that? He stole our black root.
Oh yeah. He's like, the thing is, he's like, "What are you doing?" "I found this blackroot. She loves it." "Blackroot? I'm the father of 2 children, and you never ever give a baby blackroot." "Well, my mother raised us on blackroot. It's good for you. Puts hair in just.
It's hair in your chest.
Doesn't it sticks?" It's like, her name's not Styx. She's the Lord of Dan, the future Empress of Terrastain, and the last thing she's gonna want is her hairy chest. So he takes the blackroot and just throws it, and Bill Covers goes to the little baby and goes, "Did you see what he did? He stole our blackroot." "Don't worry, I'll get some more. Don't worry about it." Where am I? Oh.
Hey Frost, are you seeing the Twitch version of this?
No, I'm not.
Here, turn it on for a second. You'll see my Lord of the Rings mug here.
Black Riders.
Oh, you mean your picture? Yes, I do see that. I can see like the right third of the. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, this came out long ago at remember Planet Hollywood? That was like the other version
Yep.
of Blockbuster. They sold this with Gandalf's mug and some other Lord of the Rings mugs back then. I didn't get Gandalf's mug. I wish I would have gotten that though. I could have gotten all the mugs.
Oh, yeah.
But this is the Wraith mug. I was like, wow, that's the coolest looking one. I'm gonna get that one.
Yeah.
Mordred. What is Mordred gonna do?
Mordred is not gonna rhyme with me. Hey, that rhymed, and you know it did.
Yeah, it did.
Ain't that right, Mordred? You knew it.
Good job rhyming stuff.
I'm a rhyming guy. Come on. My name was Okama.
So Frost, what fantasy movies do you think they came out with recently that you think were pretty good?
I haven't really seen a lot of movies lately, so I don't know.
Oh, really? Not like
Um,
Brigandine or
Aragon? That's not even recent, but
yeah, that's not really recent.
Nope. Well, I don't really know that I've been seeing any fantasy movies lately. I've been watching anime and shit, but
Yeah.
I'm watching Rave Master. It's alright.
What's that about?
It's about a kid who's going around trying to save the world by collecting magic stones type thing. This is not looking good for me. It's alright, it's enjoyable. It's something to watch. It's better than nothing, but that's not saying much for it, generally speaking.
Is it a Netflix series or is it?
It's definitely I am on the 7 seas of the internet.
It's on the 7 seas of the internet?
Yes.
Oh.
If you know what I mean, you know what I mean.
Just gotta find it?
Just gotta find it.
Just gotta find it. Alright. Yeah, last major anime series I watched was One Punch Man. That was funny.
Oh, I could have furied that. Damn it. He's also 12, so that was stupid of me. Well, next time. Maybe I'll bait into using it. Yeah. You're up.
It's kind of a tense battle. Wait, anybody die yet?
Yeah.
Close. We're getting there.
Trust me, I'm
Hey, love, how are ya?
Person. Anybody die yet? Where's pigs? Did you see pigs?
My wife is talking to the cat.
Nah, I don't remember Biggs being in this game though. But there was a Biggs and Wedge in the fourth, A New Hope, Star Wars. But Biggs dies, Wedge lives. In case you're wondering.
It seemed like to put Biggs and Wedge in everything. Final Fantasy VI has Biggs and Wedge in it. Final
Actually,
Fantasy VIII has
yeah.
Biggs and Wedge.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII might. I don't know if they do. Maybe they do. Oh wait, I think they do. I think it's right in the beginning. That Star Wars reference will never die. It'll be in everything. It's in here. It's for one. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, Frost the lead here.
That didn't feel
It's
good.
1 kill and it's...
That didn't feel good though. That was very, very mean.
Well, it's the first kill after 20 hours, so it's pretty good.
20 hours? We haven't played that long. Maybe 19 hours.
Feels like I'm just kidding.
Like, oh, I'm not 95, 94. It's like close enough, you know.
Nah, I don't want to do that.
You should. I think it's a smart move.
What? Do what now?
Right there.
Nope.
Meanwhile, pop the red balloon.
Stay right there, do nothing.
Do I know?
You see what I'm doing?
Ah.
I'm trying to get his brain back.
Hey, Bo. 7 has Biggs and Wedge. They die in the very beginning with Shiro attacks. That's what I was thinking too. I kind of remembered that from the very beginning.
It's kind of like in 6, they also die pretty soon too.
So Avo, what are your favorite Star Wars characters then? If you have any.
Oh, mine is Han Solo. Awesome, man.
Actually, it is for you.
Well, Harrison Ford is my second favorite actor, though.
Yeah.
He was good, though.
How did you feel about when he died?
Well, kind of felt like I didn't see that coming. I didn't think he would die. I know he's.
Yeah, I don't know. I was a little back and forth. I'm thinking, well, he's already close to his 80s. If he wants to retire his character, he's either going to be like, I'm sailing off in the sunset, or I'm going to, be with you to the last battle or whatever. And then,
Yeah.
but I haven't really read the whole series. Like with Star Wars and Star Trek, I watched them. Not like I was completely indifferent to them, but I like watching them. I think the fact is, I could never really gain a grasp on the story for Star Wars.
Yeah.
I couldn't, I think there too much information to remember. I was a little more into the Lord of the Rings and the medieval stuff than I was into the futuristic stuff.
Yeah.
Only a few things that were, like, futuristic, like Firefly, stuff like that I like.
Yeah.
Firefly was good.
That was a good series. They wanted him to come back. They could have totally brought all that back. They had every ability to do it. Plenty of fans wanting it to come
Well,
back.
they did the movie Serenity. It just, I guess it didn't do very well. Plus, he killed off half the characters, so.
Well, when he killed off Wash, I was just like, this guy, oh no, you can't. You know what? He's the pilot. I know he's just doing some stuff here and there, but Alan Trubeck, like, he's a great actor. He's like really good for that. It didn't, they could have kept that thing going,
3:30.
But at 8, you can play the wild card game against Biggs and Wedge. You actually fight Biggs and Wedge in 8. Right in the beginning too, or one of the beginning fight scenes. You're running along there. I think.
Hey,
They're
on my way.
maintaining the Everett monster that they're using for defense in their one town. And then you fight them and you kill them off at 8. My favorite Star Wars character is BB-8. Oh, the new, what's it? BB-8 is,
The new droid?
yeah, the little droid. It's circular. It's not
Yeah.
like, it's not like conal shaped like
Yeah.
R2. Really like Darth Vader now, cause in some edgelord, I just like his character arc. Oh, okay. Yeah. Not many people actually admit that they like Darth Vader. Their favorite character. But like when you read into his story, like some of the stuff he's talking about, kind of makes sense as to like why he's angry. But then again, I think he pushes the pile a little much. I don't know. I'd have to read. Honestly, I'd have to read the books to really like get a really good understanding as to the characters and their motives and everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's usually where I started, because when I was younger, I read through all the Lord of the Rings, all the Hobbit. Big trip to Connecticut.
Got a point. I killed a dragon.
Oh, you got one?
Yep.
Good job, buddy. Yeah, I read all that. And man, was that a long read. 1,000 pages. Lord of the Rings.
Another one. Come down.
Wow. Can I get a drink of coffee first before I...
No, you can't, man. I'm on fire. Oh.
Alright.
Let's see. Let's see what kind of damage I can do now.
I think they did pretty well initially with the whole Darth Vader, with the Anakin parts in the movie.
Yeah.
You don't think so, Frost?
I don't know. Anakin was kind of an annoying character sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Like, I get it, but also, like, kind of cringe.
That was the other thing too. We had to. I had to go over and tell people you cannot get a point for killing your own monsters. So, otherwise you could just kill your whole team in one.
Yeah.
You'd be like, yay!
All right, get another one.
Yeah, that would not work.
1 point.
This is not going well.
Oh, it's going fine.
I got to turn this around.
It's going fine.
Paul is actually in the lead tonight. Paul's got 6. Frost has 2. Paul has a win. But Frost was really heavy on the win and the points last week.
Oh yeah, I got torn
Really
apart.
heavy.
I got torn apart by last
Yeah,
one.
a very heavy back.
I did get some points, but still, not as much.
Mhm.
Not enough at least.
So that's all this is going to be. This isn't going to be tied into the multiplayers because, well, I'm not playing in it for one, and with random setups and stuff, it wouldn't really work to fill that in there too because you might get a team you might barely come out of with a win with, or you might get a team that you just don't want to play in and you're kind of forced into playing that because that's kind of your hand. But yeah, Avemo, if you have some time on a Friday, you want to come by for this, you have mic and internet, and you can play, and we can just get you loaded in here. This is just this is kind of a filler until we get a multiplayer going. But this is kind of a fun filler because you'll be put up in random battles against random people, and
I got another kill on the Griffin.
so Howard. Oh, you got another kill?
Yeah, I killed the Griffin.
Oh wow. Okay, so Paul's got. You have 4 kills then?
Yeah, this one's not going well for
I
me.
got the Dragon, Disregard, Golem, and
Griffin?
Griffin. Yeah.
Okay, so how it goes in here is that if you get a ruler injury, you get 3 points. If you get a leader kill, you get 2. If you get a leader injury, you get 2, and a monster kill is just the 1 point. But they all add up, and I'm going to add them all up for every single week, forever.
How the fuck does that make sense?
It's blue on blue.
5 levels should not be that much of an.
Oh,
I had
you-
Fury, I should have done more damage.
Are you moving all day? Are you moving back from New Jersey, or are you moving to New Jersey? Yeah, moving can take a long time. Different house in Kansas? Oh, okay.
Kansas City.
Well, Avemo's the guy that owns a restaurant,
Oh.
Italian restaurant,
Okay.
and he's got Jersey vacation, I guess. Well, if you're ever close enough by Frost, you could say hi to him, I guess. If you ever come by Wisconsin, you could say hi to me.
Oh no! Come on, man.
Oh, Frost got a kill.
Come on, man. I am a nice man with happy feelings. How can you do this to me?
Frost got 2 kills.
Oh, now I get a crit?
Frost has 3 kills so far now. But if you also want to let other people know if they want to play with us on Fridays, you can play this game with us. You can play the Wildcard Brigandine with us. All you gotta have is a mic and internet connection.
Parsec.
I recommend the mic because the only other way to do this very quickly is to have you text Frost while we get the setup, because otherwise it's just not going to work out very well. And or if Mike is here, you could do that. But it's easier with the mic because then we can just, say what we want and all that. Makes things easy. Snipe shot. All taking down one more monster. Whoa. Yep. We got 5 kills tonight. Holy cow. Just for this battle.
That's she wrote. Yeah, for that one.
Got a lot.
Good battle, but I mean, you took out some big monsters right before you left. So that was not pleasant for me though. But but I mean, I did.
Yeah, well.
Wizards on the same Gish is always very powerful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, what this is also, Avmo, if I didn't get to explain it to you, and on YouTube, when you go back to check it on YouTube, you'll see it described in the description
Okay,
box
good
down
fight.
below.
I got one more in me.
Okay.
But what we're doing here is that everybody gets to pick a number, and whatever number they pick, they'll play that country. If you get to play your country against your country that night, then you can choose for your opponent what they should play.
Offense or defense?
Other than that, it's really just auto attacks, auto organizations, and then whatever happens with the battles, then we see what happens there.
I'm coming in against an ass, it looks like.
Okay.
Two different castles, but oh, he's got Colorado here though. Let's come together first. You got my castle point?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty simple stuff, but the thing is, you might get dealt a really good hand, you might not get dealt a really good hand.
See also this battle.
You might even be able to play a really shit hand and win with a really bad hand.
Yeah,
and all that really depends on how you set up and what happens in the battle,
Yeah.
But I'm sure you already know that, Avmo, most other people here. But that is definitely an open invite, those that do want to play. And every time we play this, we start up with a fresh multiplayer, either the first timeline, second timeline, or third timeline. And then when we're done that night, nothing is saved. There is no save file. We start over for the next wildcard Brigandine, so it's all right from the very beginning, settings and beginning scenarios. So that actually relieves me a little bit. I don't have to worry about save files. We can just play as long as it is, and then we're done with it.
Oh, that's what you're gonna do. Okay.
Ah.
You wanna come that way?
And I know you're not surprised.
Well, I only got one team there, so
Well, I mean, it's an interesting tactic, blitz the team that isn't fully fleshed out yet,
Yeah. I mean, it is dinner but still, it's only one team.
Fucking doggle.
Yeah, a lot of people like Doggle, but in his early form, he's just not that strong.
Yeah, he can get pretty. I guess
He'll get strong.
Yeah, you can get him good. You can get him.
He'll get strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. As usual, Sunday is normally the only day I have open for a video game. Ah.
Not gonna take me on?
No, not right away, buddy. Not until you have all my army together will I fight you, actually.
Yeah, if you guys wanted to, change times for some reason or something like that, we could probably try something like that, but we're gonna have to get a consensus vote. You guys want to change times in the future here? I don't like.
Well, I know Mike works weekends.
I don't like changing times all the time because then it gets a little too much. But like every half year, a year, if you guys want to be open to a new time schedule, we can. But we'd all have to agree upon that, in order to.
Yeah, I kind of like having weekends off though. I kind of like having my weekends free. Cause this works good for me right now though. This Friday. It's a
Yeah,
Friday night,
I'm
so-
okay with that on Friday. I was fine with it on Sundays, honestly.
Yeah.
Saturdays I was alright with it too, but I kind of like having the Saturday free. I don't really have a Saturday free. I got other stuff I do too. So I'm pretty much booked almost every night, really. Hopefully in the future I can get a weekend setting to work think in the future I might do something like for subscribers for Saturdays, and then maybe take off on Monday, and then kind of have my own personal weekend.
Yeah.
You know. It's kind of hard because most streamers stream almost every single day for multiple hours throughout the day. And yeah, you can do that after a while, but then you get a little tired. And then if you have other things you have to do as well, which I just started school now, so... Well, I didn't start school, but I'm back in it again. So... it's not going to be easy, but I think I'll be able to get through it. But yeah, I just started again. So I got to get back used to a morning schedule, which I haven't been used to in years. So I gotta like wake up at 7 in the morning. I'm like barely awake, dude. I'm gonna have to get my.
This is such an ugly battle.
I have to get my coffee machine to start.
I should have just retreated.
Waking up at a certain time. Well. You were going to take advantage of Paul, and Paul decided that he wasn't going to let you do it, and he pulled back, and then now you got to think of a new position here.
Can't let you do that, man. It wasn't.
You know?
It wasn't kosher.
Sundays are often bad for half the year.
I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. There was I was going to do something on one of the Sundays, but it was a Super Bowl, and I was already hanging out with Paul. I'm like, it's a Super Bowl. People are going to be watching the Super Bowl. I don't think not many people are going to want to come by later after that. So I just
Especially
I just relaxed
loses.
I just relaxed and watched the game and just. I was surprised. I was kind of hoping to see. The
Bengals win.
What?
Want the Bengals to win?
Yeah.
They don't have a win yet.
I was kind of hoping to see that.
But the Rams are a much better team though. I kind of want the Rams to win though. Cause...
Magic Mike. No, it's Metallic Mike.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got his family with Sundays and stuff.
He also works on Sundays too, so.
Does he?
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
Thursdays.
I thought he said he had his kid on Sunday.
Well, maybe.
Magic Mike.
I don't know if that changed enough, but.
Oh well, I don't know. He's been kind of here or there lately, so we'll see. Oh man, that's what I said, Magic Mike. Okay, now I get it.
It's magic time.
I wonder where iHuman went to, because he kept always wanted to talk to me about the Browns. The Browns and the Bengals are kind of like the same kind of team to me.
Really?
We got the Super Bowl, and then, I kind of thought he might like that team too.
I think they should at least put a logo on the Browns helmet.
They should put a logo on the Browns.
It's on every team has a logo.
It's just a big.
Browns don't have a helmet. Logo on their helmet. Only team that doesn't have it. Only team. And the Redskins, they changed their logo to their number on their helmet.
Changed their name too.
Yeah, I'm just like, there's.
The Browns have been the only team that
It's
always
just
just
the
make me
Washington
think
team.
that they're
It's just the American Washington.
they're just
team now.
supporting the Daily Constitution.
It's not Washington Redskins. It's just the American Washington team.
It's Commanders now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Which
something
is
like
just
that,
a great callback to Handmaid's Tale, but that's another story.
though. Washington Commanders. Okay.
That sounds worse.
I don't know.
Commanders.
Well, when the Redskins, I thought that was a cool name.
I'm not saying the
It's
Washington
definitely racist.
Commander sounds.
Just
worse.
telling you.
Son practices dance moves on. He has to practice his dance moves on Sundays. I don't know. We'll have to ask. Metallic Mike if he's practicing dance moves on Sundays.
I doubt it.
I didn't know Metallic Mike had dance moves.
I've never seen him have any dance moves, so I don't.
It's just a joke. He's not a dancer. I mean, not like professionally, at least.
Sure he is. He can be.
All team names sound silly at first, then 10 years later, everyone is just used to them. Really, they all sound dumb. Yeah. Do you know? I got some NFL trivia for you. We can play some. How about we do some NFL trivia? If people want to do that. What was?
Can I answer or not?
Take a minute or two before you answer. Okay. What were the Detroit somethings called before they were known as the Detroit Lions? It only lasted 1 year.
That one I'm not sure about.
Detroit Numbnuts.
I don't think it was numbnuts. I'll say Bears. No. I'll say Detroit Tigers.
What does the chat say? I want to give you guys. I told you. I said.
I don't.
Say a minute before.
I don't know if I know the answer. I'll give
I
it.
was trying to give the chat
I
some
don't
time.
know the answer though. I'm just guessing. I have no idea.
And everybody in the chat's like Google.
Yeah, I can't Google that right now. I'm playing a game.
Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ding, ding, ding. You must have remembered that when I told you long ago.
You know why I said it?
The Detroit Tigers.
Do you know why I said it? Because the Detroit Tigers is a baseball team. That's why I said Tigers.
It was the no, not Spartans. They were Detroit Tigers for the very first year, and after that they changed to the Lions. Probably because they probably got confused who they were talking about. They were like, "Don't you love the Tigers? Yeah, they really hit that ball out there. What are you talking about?" It could have been that. It could have been a simple, they're mixing up the sports as to who's doing what.
Well, the only reason I said Tigers is because that's.
New York had the same thing with the Giants.
Did they? What was that about?
Yeah, we had the football Giants and we had what's now San Francisco Giants.
Oh
baseball.
yeah, San Francisco is
So-
a baseball team. San Francisco Giants is a baseball team.
St. Louis had that too? Huh.
Oh, St. Louis and Card
Oh, St. Louis Cardinals.
and the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Phoenix Cardinals is a football team.
Do you know what the Green Bay Packers were affiliated with? Which company? Don't say Paul.
This I know. So
The Green Bay Packers long ago. What company were they affiliated with? You can often see this in cartoons.
Yeah, this one I know, so I won't say anything. Because I know this one.
I have no idea.
Well, I'll give you some
Chad,
time.
if you want to say it anytime. I'm keeping Paul muted right now. I'm gonna put muzzle on him for like a minute or
You don't
two.
even have a muzzle.
I should get one.
I told you I wouldn't say anything.
I'm laying around. Paul's like, why I gotta put this ball in my mouth with a strap on?
This is not kosher.
I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that.
You better not.
It's getting to be way too much fun.
Oh, you gotta have fun. If you don't have fun, what's the point? There's no point.
That's right, there's no point. Bring it! Bring it!
So the question is, what company were the Packers affiliated with? The Green Bay Packers from long ago. What company were they affiliated with?
They sold Christmas trees.
No. It's not that. Kraft. No. No. Sorry, Mo. That is
Land
the
O'Lakes? I don't know.
Wrong answer.
Want me to tell him? Or not?
I think Paul might have the answer. Paul, do you want to? Abel's saying some cheese company. What is the titling for the logo?
Well, what he said about you can see it in cartoons, they were known as the Acme Meat Packers.
The Acme Meat Packing Company.
Yes, that's what they were.
Yep.
And
so when you see it in
Oh,
Disney
God.
cartoons and stuff, Acme,
That was Warner Brothers, not Disney.
I'm just okay, Warner Brothers, but they're using the same logo, you know, because it was.
Yeah.
They were meat packers. Yes, they are the meat packers. So yes, you can use that in as many jokes as you want, I guess. 'Cause
I remember a long time ago, my dad said like where that name came from. I'm like I don't know. He goes, they were a long time ago. They were the Acme Meat Packers. And I always remember that. My
and
dad
before
told me
they had the Super Bowl, there was just the Ice Bowl, and there was
no. It was World Champions.
or the World Champion. There was the World Champion because they never had the NFL and the AFL ever mix. You know, they just wanted to fight this side or this side. They didn't want them to mix. Then later on, they made the Super Bowl so they would face off against each other.
A lot more teams.
But
kept
before
joining
that,
on,
the Packers would win almost all of those trophies at the very end.
yeah.
The Packers were one of the absolute best teams before the Super Bowl came out. And then they won the first two Super Bowls.
Yep.
And then the first one was nicknamed the Ice Bowl because...
No, it wasn't.
Or no, they fought. They played there, right?
The Ice Bowl was,
Yeah, 'cause they played there.
no. The Ice Bowl was the NFC Championship when we played Dallas and Green Bay.
Yes,
It's called the
that's
Ice
what I'm
Bowl.
saying.
But it was, that's not the Super Bowl. That was to get to the Super Bowl. There was the championship game for our
Oh, it was a
conference.
championship
It
game.
was called the Ice Bowl because it was 13 degrees below zero.
yeah,
outside.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
The temperature was 13
Yeah.
degrees below zero.
Yeah.
That's why
I got
it's called the
nothing.
Ice Bowl.
Who named the AFL and NFL championship game the Super Bowl? That's a good question.
That I have no idea.
Who named it the Super Bowl?
Good question.
Was it Lombardi?
Well, the trophy.
I think it was.
Well,
I think it was,
the trophy is named after him.
I want to say it was Lombardi. Chiefs owner
Lamar Hunt.
Lamar Hunt. Oh,
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. It's news to me.
you know, honestly, if is it time to have a drink? All right, Altison, I'm gonna go get a beer. Thanks for the reminder.
Remember, you gotta take me on those. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna suck.
So he was the president of the AFL and nicknamed it the Super Bowl. Oh, that's interesting.
What should I have? I'll have a beer, please, barkeep.
Well, this is my breath. Oh, I've been drinking a lot today. Just cheers. So Avemo, if you didn't notice that, I got animated drinking light there. You want? So I built it. I finally built a GIF. I don't typically do those, but I built a drinking night.
Fuck it.
Ooh, going after him, are ya? Paralyzer!
Yep, nice, great. Just what we needed.
Paralyzer!
I'm out.
Oh, come on.
Actually, I kind of really don't think this is going to be a good fight.
You can try.
Yeah, cheers, everyone.
No, if you want to duck out, it's okay, but you could battle, I think.
Well, if you're gonna duck
Thinking
out,
about it, I
you
mean,
gotta go quack quack.
yeah, quack quack.
I'm surprised you're moving out, man.
Should have done that from the start. I knew it.
Well,
I was hoping
surprised-
maybe
I'm
Paul would
surprised
play
you're doing it
along.
because of all the movement placement. It kind of puts Paul's chance of taking it like really. I don't know what the turn order is now. Turn order is like what, 6?
Turn orders retreat.
Because you could have played based on time.
I
Well-
thought about playing based on time because Paul took forever, but then my units get paralyzed, and it's just like, nah, forget it. There's no
I
chance.
wasn't the force with my magic anyway.
Okay, so nobody got any kills, so Paul's got to win.
Yeah.
All right, Paul's got a win.
Hey, this was leveled up to 19.
Who?
This was.
Oh, I thought you said mistress.
Oh,
I was gonna say who's the
I'm
mistress?
kind of.
Who's the mistress here?
We'll see what this fight is.
No regard to Vane's rule. All right, I got Zemicus, Kador, and Gish this time.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
I'd retreat. I would just retreat. I'd be out.
But I had those two guys.
I'm probably out anyway.
Oh.
Oh, look,
this
you've
is-
got a nightmare. What a surprise. I'm out.
What?
I'm not fighting a nightmare.
You don't have to fight the nightmare itself.
Yes, I do. It's got 2 dimensions minimum.
He comes that near me. I'm gonna dimension these guys. You know that.
Well, if he
Yeah, he's gonna dimension me. I'm gonna lose. It's not gonna be a fun fight.
if he can stick at the thing's only got 64 intelligence, just slightly
Nah.
above 50. All right, so Frost's gonna skip this battle. Pick a better, newer one. Maybe that's a smarter play. Find a better battle that you can
Saves us a half hour of our lives and moving down.
whoop a little more ass in than this one.
Yeah.
For me to get dimensioned away, like, nah, forget that.
I mean, Paul doesn't have a lot of pocket mages there, so I mean, it still would have been a decent try, but
Yeah. I'm coming in.
going into Norgard, hey? Oh, this is like the last one we saw before that never got played out.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like
Great,
that.
the AI
Yeah.
split its units over 5 nights. Perfect. Just fucking genius.
You know when the next update for Veracity is coming out, or if they still are developing it? I think I really want to say they're doing more to it, but I kind of feel like they're done. I hate to say it, but it's kind of what I think everybody's thinking too. Don't you think so?
What?
Renarzia, they're kind of done with the game.
I think so. I don't know if they're gonna come
Yep.
up with a multiplayer with that.
They came out with the update with the, with the Titan.
That one update.
That was really cool. Honestly, it made the Giant class like really awesome. Like I didn't like the Giant class before because they were a little squishy, but when you're as a Titan, you are very strong. And you're kind of like half a dragon in a way. You can move a little further. You don't cost as much. You can have a 2-range space attack, which is pretty decent, and all that. But yeah, the game could have been a little bit more. You know, they could have put a little more into it because, like, I even made the video you saw, like some things they could change to fix it to make it a little more playable in some aspects, like where you're moving to and all that. It wasn't to be negatory. It was to say, hey, if you change this, people are going to like it because, you know, now I can visualize this a little better, you know? And they could have also, you know, done some extra additions to it as well. Like they could have went back and thrown the vampires in, or put in 2D aspects of Thor and Loki in there.
Yeah.
You know, some people were like, how do you put 2D aspects of Thor and Loki? You put this exact copy into the game exactly the way it is. You know, however they change, they still look like the 2D perspective. They never, you know, it never moves to their other side of it.
Wait,
You know what I'm saying?
a 2D perspective for a unit in a 3D game?
Yeah, you copy paste this entire GIF, because it's like a GIF, and you just put it into the game, and if they move the map around, the GIF stays the same way, so you're seeing the same picture, no matter how they turn it around. So then it would look like, it would look a little out of there, but it would be kind of fun because you'd only have like a couple units, like a couple rare units, you know? Nothing like the whole game is like half 2D and half 3D, it's just a couple characters here and there, you know, just like DLC characters that you put in there, you know? Would have loved a multiplayer on it. I know a lot of people were kind of hoping for that too, you know, because they were kind of speculating on the idea for that. But then, you know, even with the interview that I did and being able to talk to some of them and get some perspective, it just, they didn't have that in the plan. And for whatever reason they didn't have it in the plan. It was just, they just wanted to get the game out. And honestly, I think they should have done it. You know why? Because 20 years. That's why. 20 years later, they should have been able to move into and doing something like that. Because 20 years later, yeah, I know you got kind of a new crowd you're trying to introduce the game to as well. But for the most part, guess who's going to come back to play that game? People that love the original game. So you're really pandering to the older crowd than you are the new crowd, right? Like, let's say Frost, if you sold a book that was just for this particular generation, and 20 years later you make a sequel to it, who do you think out of the generation of people are going to be the ones that are going to want to read it more? The people that already read the previous one at the time they read it, you know? That's just how I see it, and it seems to probably make some sense in that, you know, regard, because, you know, like because the thing is, we wanted a Brigandine 2. Most of us, even on some of the one of the older sites, they kept talking about Brigandine 2 and what they could do, and we didn't get a Brigandine 2. You know.
I mean, we kind of did.
Well, this is the Grand Edition.
It's just a spiritual successor in that sense. It's not. They didn't want to make any connections at any point. They could have made some connections. They could have pulled it together. They could have been like Renerzia's another continent just east of Forcina.
I know what you mean.
And well, some of our ancestors came from this place. You know, they could have done that, you know, considering the year 700 and the other one was 200. But they didn't do that, you know? So, I mean, maybe they'll do something more. They could. They do seem to bring out seasonal things, like for winter, they brought out a little, oh, Merry Christmas, you know, from Renerzia, and they've changed some of the characters. They have new art they put up and mixed it with the other character art. And
when did they do that?
I was thinking that too. I'm like, why would they do that? Are they just trying to keep up with the fans to some degree, but not do anything new? Like, I would think they would keep up with the fans and do something new. But I haven't seen anything new come out. So maybe they had some plans, and maybe they couldn't fulfill those plans because of whatever reason. They didn't have the money. They couldn't. You know, maybe they used up all the money for the project and they just didn't have any new funds to pay anybody now. I don't know. But I think they should do more. I think that if they're still willing to, like, because you saw that, Frost, you saw them putting out tweets and stuff and all this, they're trying to pass this little thing or pass that little thing.
Yeah, but like not anything recently.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if they're gonna try to keep in contact with us, they should really keep in contact and listen to the ideas we're saying.
Well,
and try to put some of that out. And
the sad truth is, I think they've given up.
And that's what I don't want. I don't want them to just give up, but it just, yeah, what you're saying.
Yeah, but the game didn't sell.
It didn't sell super well.
That's
but
the shitty.
I see what you're saying, man. I'm just thinking a little outside the box. They could try more, even though it didn't do as well as they were hoping to. They're trying. If they're thinking about it like it's gonna, you know, be a super explosion and everybody's gonna love it and all that, this is more of a niche game, anyways. And you bring out a almost spiritual successor to it 20 years later. I mean, how much success do you think you're gonna get out of that? You know?
Yeah.
It's 20 years later. You're really just pandering to the people that have already played the previous game. You're not pandering to the new crowd.
Yeah.
Because if you try to pander to the new crowd, then you have to have an RTS game.
No. I mean, I don't know anything about Triangle Strategy, but apparently it's very similar to this and selling great.
That's also based upon, like, it's trying to take a successor from Tactics, you know? But I'm just saying, look at some of the popular games that are out now with, like, Dark Souls and stuff like that. It's just single-player action, RTS. There's not a lot of turn-based stuff. And plus, even the developers are saying that, like, most of the kids in Japan were liking different things like Candy Crush and, like, very simple games. They weren't really wanting very strategic games, which America and other places like America, or like definitely America, the Philippines, parts of South America, stuff like that, people from those regions, we like that, but not necessarily the Japanese people there. And so he's trying to sell it to the people within his country first. But then if he, if they don't have like a wide connection with other people from other places, how do they know if what they're selling is gonna do well?
Yeah.
It just comes down to based upon like influencers like us. Oh, we'll give it to you, like so they can put the material out, people will see it, and people that know how to play the game play it well, so that other people that want to play the game can kind of see how to play it well as well.
Well, we definitely did that.
And we did that. But the fact is, like,
They never tagged me up, but they tagged you and Valkos up.
I was trying to communicate with
Wouldn't
them,
have mattered either way.
but
Oh yeah, I hear you.
I don't know if you tried.
I made a lot of videos about Brigandine.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't. I don't know how many people they really tagged up. I think they were just going, and I think the fact is they were just trying to focus on the heaviest influencers instead of trying to find the true like core fan base and trying to like work with them first. I think they tried to work with a marketing ploy with that, and I think they should have went for more of the fan base to start, because it seemed like some of them probably had some questions, because when they came and asked certain things of me when I was streaming, some of those things came true in a new game. The mandrakes with healing in the forest.
Yeah.
I talked about that all the time. Nobody else ever talked about that. Maybe some people did.
I mean, we all did.
I talked about that. That was one of the big things that
Yeah,
I wanted
I
to
know
see
you
in the
did.
new game. And then it comes out and it's there. It's like, well, somebody must have overheard me saying this a lot, and they must have been watching what we were doing, right? So if you were
Possibly.
talking about this particular thing you wanted to see, and now it's in the game, you're like, well, that's a little odd, but that's kind of cool. Maybe your voice is heard, and then they introduced that into the game because they saw, the influence that you were having and what you liked, and put it in there. So yeah, I think what they could have done, I think if I was them and I could start over and do something, I would go find the fan base. Like, you see people even that are like speedrunners or something of a particular game. They just like to watch the speedruns, So you go find the people of that niche that like the game, or they're talking about it or whatever, and you find out the genuine fans and the people that actually have like good arguments as to like why this is and why that is, instead of just picking the populace for it.
Yeah.
And go with that. All right, I'll be back.
Okay. Oh, nice. Good. That was good.
Yep, one more.
Let's see. I don't know what to do with this guy. Okay, you guys. I should have put my gym that far over it. Am I gonna kill? Okay.
Yeah, pretty easy.
We'll just keep track of our kills together. We told Trigger how much we got, so he's on a phone call right now, so we'll just have some fun this way.
I don't know if we'll be having much fun.
Well, we'll try. Always try.
71.
Now, the thing is, you got a lot more healing potential on this than I got on mine, bro.
Yeah, but you've got way more firepower than I do, so it's kind of pointless.
I mean, I do have some, magic users and stuff, though. And I got you know, Xenopus as a range, but you do have White Dragon though.
Yeah, it's not gonna make a difference. I fucking knew that was gonna happen.
Oh boy. Oh man, that's.
I am missing like every attack I make tonight.
Yeah.
Like literally every significant attack I have missed.
It's
getting real fucking old.
That does kind of suck. I mean, you're getting shafted right now. I don't. Kind of feel bad for you, man. It shouldn't happen.
Well, I appreciate that. It's obviously not your fault.
I know, but I'm saying that. Cause I know what it's like, you know, sometimes like, yeah, it's one time you just keep attacking, you keep missing.
See what I mean?
Well, yeah, but that's a goal against a Wyvern. I can understand that, though.
Yeah, but after all of that, it's like, really...
Hit. The White Dragon should have hit. That's for sure.
I just can't win.
True international effort to pressure.
I hope you get that Brigandine G up and running pretty soon, Amo. It's a great game. Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like that.
You might prefer cross mod, but that's another story.
Oh yeah. I'll play the cross mod. Those guys are just insane. You get a team at level 1. Just really get those guys up super high.
Yep.
Yeah, we played that once. We never actually finished it, but it was you get doppelgangers in there too, and you can doppelgang anything.
I think he took that out in the latest.
Oh, he did take it out?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alright, you're up.
Yeah, well, what I was trying to say, my final thought with that was, there's some things that when people come by and they ask for everything, I think the reason, personally, what I think it was, the reason it didn't sell as well in some cases, if you give everybody everything, there's not much exploration, there's not much to do.
Yeah.
It's so simple, it's so easy that there's not much replayability. Because it's just like when people do a lot of modding and stuff, they want to figure out how long it could do it to take it, to beat it, and get done with it.
Yeah.
They do that so they can get through multiple games. They're not doing that because they enjoy it. Like, they don't truly enjoy the game the way it was built. They want it their way because it's not as spicy, you know, they can't beat the game fast enough.
Yeah.
And so when you give everybody everything all the time, it makes a lackluster approach to it, to the point that you're just not that involved.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm a little lost as to what you're talking about, by the way.
Like when it gave everybody the ability to like pretty much quest forever at the end and get everything. It's cool initially when you think about it, but then when you do it and then you can get everything all the time, then people will come by and complain like, oh, well, you know, that's not interesting to watch, you've got everything, you know, you're just too overpowered at this point, you know, it's...
Yeah.
Then people complain, you know, on not just LPs, but also when they're playing it, because they're just like...
Yeah.
You got everything.
You saw one, you know? I got 1 point, I took out a whirling, so I got 1 point so far.
Oh, okay. Cross get a point here?
Nope.
He's getting close.
Oh.
I doubt it.
The Wyvern, the White Dragon missed my Wyvern.
Yeah?
Well, I thought... I understand why Google missed it, though. But the White Dragon, I thought at least should have hit that one.
Gotta get handheld Brigandine up and running again. Not sure how easy it would be to upload cross mod on my topic. The item shop and Brigandine can buy. So now that's what they could have done instead. They could have kept the mana so you could actually buy weapons and buy gear, you know?
Yeah.
But make it really high. Like, not just, you know, like, because if you can do that and you can just buy all your gear within one turn, you're pretty much set for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because seriously, Paul, if I could set up, and you know this is true, you set up 4 armies here in Brigandine, right?
Yeah.
4 different separate armies. You get them all their gear in one turn. Don't you think you can just steamroll the rest of the game? 4 decent teams, all maxed gear.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You steamroll the rest of the game, but that's what happens in the newer Brigandine game. And that's what people initially thought it was a cheat. They thought, you know, because I had Rudo maxed out, I was cheating. I'm like, no, I just conquer the world, and then they give you infinite time to quest and grind, and quest for gear. It's you can get everything.
Yeah.
Get all your heart's content. It took me a week. It took me a week and a half to get everything. From the very first onset of the game, I was done. I was like, okay, there's nothing more to do.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. When you give the players everything, you leave them in a scenario where there's nothing left to do, and then you move on. There's nothing left to do in a game.
Yeah, Rudo was a little unbalanced.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, the idea of the replayability of this game is that there's 6 different countries, so you get 6 different experiences as you play through. That's the goal. That's what they're trying to do. So yeah, you max out and you're done with the campaign, but so what? You're at the end of the campaign, final boss, and you're done.
Yeah. I think the other part too was that they made the end bosses a bit too easy. Because you play this game end boss versus that end boss, and you could it's night and day. Yeah. It's night and day. The Enduring is telegraphed. So right off the bat, you just go left. You don't go forward, and you'll end up where he's at once he lands there the next turn. You can just start slamming him, killing him off, and you're done. The only thing that's a little tricky is with the adds-on from the Rune God. That's the only tricky part. Otherwise, it's very simple. Snake of Chaos.
Great.
If they would have done something like Snake of Chaos. Snake of Chaos for this game with that would have been interesting.
Oh, Snake of Chaos, yeah.
Because you see how people talk about Elden Ring and they talk about Dark Souls and they keep saying it's so hard and all that, but people keep going back to it.
Yeah.
Do you know why they do that?
Why?
They want the challenge. It's about the challenge. It's about feeling that you've accomplished something in a difficult game. That's why this game was so lauded and what turned into such a cult following that we've loved it for so long is because it has its difficult moments that we're like, oh hey, I've overcome that. I feel good about that. That's one of the big things about,
Yep.
Max out Ruta easily. Honestly, I play these games to level up Project Knights differently. I like doing that too, man. I do too. But as the game has gotten going, and I'm about to crush something, most of the time I just take the knights I've got. But I usually, I like to level up a couple knights as Project Knights, and then I level up like most of the main knights that were country specific. So I try to stay within the country that I'm playing as. So whatever the main knights are for that country. So if the game starts off where the knight betrays into the country, then I consider them a part of that country.
Jesus, cat.
Like Morholt. I don't consider Morholt Luomechia. I consider him Norgard. Because going forward, he's part of Norgard.
Yep. Oh, cool. Crit back. Almost killed it.
Wow. That's one of luck.
Frost, what do you do? Oh.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Frost is out.
Yeah.
Yep.
He wants to take out my deal before he goes, though.
Hmm.
He has a chance.
You gonna dunk on this guy here?
Yeah, he wants to take that guy out before he goes.
It doesn't matter, I'm retreating anyway. Let's try to secure the kill.
Secure the kill.
Yeah, I think with
I'm not so sure you can secure the kill.
I think with Renarzia is that they
Probably
could
not.
They could still change things around, keep
Well, you
adding a
could-
couple
yeah, you might
DLC
be okay.
here and there, and they could keep their stuff current. I know they didn't make as much money as maybe a new game projected would probably make, but they're basing it off of an old game to remake the old game.
Hey!
You know.
That
So
sucks.
so if I were them, I would keep the DLC coming once a year, once every.
A paid DLC
6
is the
months.
best thing for them to do,
And even if it was like
if they want to do it.
if it was a paid DLC, what I would say is make it cheap, because it's still an older game and all that, like $5, maybe 10, nothing more than that. But then it just has that stuff. Like they could maybe add a new storyline to it. Maybe they could add a whole.
Oh, good.
You know what they could do? And I'm sure you'd agree with this, Frost, is they could add the whole. I know they got the Thomas and Zenny's thing, but with the alternate chapter, they could add a whole new story with just not just an alternate mode. Like you could create your own story, and Zenny's and Thomas stories could be like one of those higher up ones that you could try. You know, that could be something. Yeah, Meltorf is going in there. Yeah, they still have an opportunity though. They're not down and out. They might, maybe, I don't know, they feel they're down and out, but I don't think they're down and out. They still have an opportunity because it hasn't been too long since they brought the game out, you know, to add in some new things to it. They could still do something.
If I could attack you one more time, I would have been able to get him possibly, but
Ooh.
one more attack would have done
You
it.
could have gone there with the wolf.
I can only go right there. With each character, I checked it out.
No, you had the range with the wolf.
Oh, I could have moved. Yeah, that's right. I could have moved away with him. I forgot. Forgot about that one.
Paul forgetting about hit and run.
Yeah, I tried to secure that. I don't.
Well, welcome back to Brigandine School.
Yay, bring it school.
We're gonna have to start a new semester for Raging Paul.
Oh no! Come on! Come on! Be nice! Be nice! Be nice! Miss him, please.
71. I actually hit something.
Yay! Okay, so
All right.
another kill there.
Well, it's been fun.
I get the castle win, and then
And that's it for me.
I'll get the castle in there. So,
Amo says he's betting the DLC would be too expensive based on the few number of people who buy it. Maybe they could kickstart. Yeah, that's what I would do. You're right. Kickstarter is probably the best thing they could do for it. All or nothing funding. That way they have the funds to do it, or they don't.
yeah, that could work. That could actually work. You know, but then again, it
right.
could just be a really cheap DLC they could put out, like $5 or $6. You know, if you want the new DLC, you download it once a year, bring out some stuff. People you would see based on sales whether they did or not, but I'm pretty sure most of the fans would.
Yeah.
Most of the fans that would want to keep playing, they definitely would take the new download. It's coming from the perspective of, hey, we're gonna make a fantastic break in sales because this game was really popular back in the day, and now we're bringing it back out again. But it's 20 years later, you know. So 20 years later, people are as a new generation of kids and adults that want to play games. So you know, it depends on what you're trying to offer it to, who you're trying to offer it to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a bit of sales marketing there. Yeah. But yeah, I think if they would have, what I was trying to say is if they would have marketed towards the fans instead of every new player that just comes along, hey, I want everything. Hey, I want this. Hey, I want that. And you're like, you have everything. Have all of it. You know, it's not really trying to tweak it to what the fan would like a little bit more. You know, it's just, oh, people want this, let's do it. You know, especially with a game that's been fan based for this long. You know what I'm saying? It should have been more fan based as far as like what they were going to do with that. But
yeah, I mean,
because I saw so many comments of people asking for this and for that, and a lot of them did get that with the new game. But it was like these things that they asked for weren't really what I would have even cared about. It's just like,
well, like,
okay.
what do you mean?
Well, like having everybody be able to get everything in a game, you know, with the extra quests at the end. It just, it's good. Then I got all the items. I know what they're all about. But then it just because of the fact that I can equip them with everything, means that all my knights, my monsters, there's just no way the enemy can beat me. I am so overpowered. And back in the day when I was younger, that was fun, being overpowered, destroying everything. But now when I'm just overpowered, just melting the enemy, it's just like, this boss is too easy. It just makes me think everything's just too easy. And I'm playing it on hard mode.
So let me ask you a question. Had you already given them your money for the game?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. So they got your money. They didn't get a lot of other people's money, and that's where they needed to work better on. They needed to find... I mean, I don't really feel like there was much of an advertisement campaign.
Yeah,
I don't really feel like there was much going on with that.
I understand the marketing value with that, but I'm just thinking from a fan perspective of bringing a game back after such a long time. I would think that they would be more fan preferenced, you know, as far as like, do we want a lot of money or do we want to make the fans happy? You know, let's make the fans happy. I would think that would be a little more of the wheelhouse they'd want to, you know, sit inside to bring something like that back, you know?
So, as somebody who's playing this game right now for like a career, not Brigandine, I mean the game of trying to bring something back that's, you know, decades old, and now you're trying to add new life into it and attract new readers and customers and everything. It really is all about what gets somebody to put the money in the first place. You know, I need to think about when I'm writing this book I'm working on, you know, okay, some people may have read the previous books. Most people won't have, and that's okay because you don't need the previous books. I will teach you everything as you go through the book, but that requires having things like a good first scene that's compelling, something that brings people in to want to see. Like, all right, I read the preview, I read the prologue, and I'm in. I want to see what chapter 1 is about. Mm-hmm. And that's where this Brigandine sequel kind of failed, is that it didn't get people to go, okay, what am I getting for this game? What is going to be fun about it? I guess they just dismissed it as something old. It's partly it lacks the same kind of distinct art style. It looks kind of like any other game, which was sort of a problem, and everyone said it at the time. That's another story.
Didn't like the fact that it was a little too fleshed out with more of an anime scene, where like people in the first game were a little more conservative in dressing, and in this game it's like, you know, a lot of TNA.
Yeah, Shinobi.
Like everywhere. I mean, it
was Hiro Mashima levels of TNA, only without characterization.
You know, and it came down to that point that there were people that were just like, I don't really want to play it because there's a lot of nudity in there, and it's on the verge of nudity, not actual true nudity, but like kind of soft.
Yeah, but that's okay as long as it's done right.
You know, and
do it with some characterization.
Yeah, well, you know, and then you would understand some characters would be a little more into that disposition than others. But then, you know, it just made me think, like, yeah, there is that. That wasn't really a huge issue for me because it's like, well, the times are changing, and you know, things are moving forward with that sort of thing. But that is kind of a thing because if you want your kids to play it, and then they, you know, it's like some of these characters are, you know, basically just one pixel away from, you know, showing some body parts they probably shouldn't. You know, just, you know, that can be a thing, and I think that was a part of it that they didn't really calculate. because with the way that they have their system set up is not the way that we have ours in America.
Yeah.
And their bigger following they had was more for an American European base, I would say.
You mean for Brigandine?
For Brigandine, I believe that's kind of the truth of the matter, because
I don't know if you remember this, but about 6 months or so ago, I'm going to see if I can dig it up on the Discord and post it in Twitch chat. There was an article that came out about Brigandine bootlegging in Indonesia. Let's see if I can find that article. On Bargain Bin Gems and PlayStation Rentals. I wonder if this is it. I don't know if it is. Yes. The outlet is called Pop Dust. Twitch.tv, not my editors, but Veracity triggers. And I'm going to post the link to the article in Twitch chat.
Okay.
Because it's a good article. I've talked about it before. But it covers the... Oh, I'm getting feedback because I opened the Twitch chat window.
That they were talking about...
What's up?
Is this the one they were talking about, the multiplayer that I run?
They actually do mention the multiplayer, yes.
Okay. I was like,
but
small. It's not small. It's as many people as you could put in a damn game.
Just about, right?
You can only get 6 people in a game. What you want 64 people to play 6 different countries? Do you know how much misorganization that's going to be? Everybody's going to be angry that they didn't get to play as Dillard.
Well, that's why it's a big thing, but that's another story.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the game found this niche in Indonesia where you wouldn't necessarily think, oh yeah, this is where a Japanese video game is going to do great. Mm-hmm. But it did. I think another thing that hurts Brigandine just as a concept, from a story perspective, is, and this is a fun question, who's the protagonist?
It looks like it's Zemeckis, but it's actually Bullnoil. So.
Right, but here's the thing.
People with the original game from the CD, they know Bullnoil's the final guy, but you never fight him. So he's always talked about, but really Zemeckis is the big bad boss.
Wait.
That you're fighting most of the time.
No, protagonist.
What?
Not antagonist. Protagonist.
Okay. So the thing is, every single leader of every country was supposed to be the protagonist. They're all supposed to be. They're good in their own way, except for the fact is, even when I did the interview with Yoshi, he didn't seem to want to talk about Drist very much. So it seemed like he didn't really want Drist to be the protagonist. But the fact is, Drist is one of the rulers of the country, and so he's one of the main protagonists.
Right, exactly. When you play as that country, then your ruler is your protagonist, which is fine. I mean, I'll tell you exactly what got me with what's getting me still technically with playing Runergia and why I never finished the campaign. It's because I have to play it on a Switch, which I have one. I can use it. It's not bad, but I have to change all my settings around. I have to turn my computer monitor into a TV to play it, and it's just, I don't want to do that. It's a lot of work, so I don't play it.
But that's how they had it for the PlayStation. They had this for the PlayStation before. You'd have to play this on a PlayStation if you didn't have the MU.
Correct. You're right. And now we have emulation, and we can do it. I've heard you can emulate Runergia. I'm not advocating for that because it's a new game, and you should totally go out and buy the damn game. But I've heard it's a thing you can do.
Well, the thing is with the MU in the past, and people get upset about this, but the fact is they don't want to resell these old games for the most part. And so how do you find it? And also they don't want to sell the old game systems that run it. So how do you get the game system to run the game? You can't. You're forced into these kind of scenarios. And so it's, makes sense for a lot of people. But with a new game, yeah, they want to make some money off of it. And with how much money they make upon the game determines whether they feel good enough to reinvest inside of it to make another one. But what I'm saying is with this game, the approach that they could still do, and the approach that they did take, I talked about that before, but the approach they could still do is still do some kind of DLC thing, because they're still trying to be active on Twitter and put out new art. It's like, well, why would you do that? Why do you want to be active with the players?
Now you got me curious.
Letting them know that, you're trying to take care of business to some degree. And I haven't seen it in a while, but I mean, if you're doing that kind of stuff, why not do some new DLC stuff to keep up with the current, if you wanted to survive, do something. Free DLC.
All right.
Very small.
The last
DLC.
tweet I see from them was February 8th. It was a 40% off sale.
Yeah.
So they're not that active on Twitter. In fact, the previous post was also a 40% off sale. Then it was some dude with a fish.
They had a new Christmas picture and some new pictures they put up with some new art, and it's like, why did you already have the art already made beforehand? Or are you making new art? It seems like some people are trying to theorize whether they're gonna continue and do some stuff like that, and it's like, okay, if you're gonna do it, do it. But I think the fact is they have to realize that they're trying to put life into a new game from an old game. So they're trying to make a spiritual successor, the newer game, the current game, but they're thinking that, it worked 20 years ago, it's going to work again today.
Hold on. Hold on. Stop. I'm looking at their English Twitter, and their most recent post is January 31st. It was the 1.1.5 update where they did bug fixes. So they're still actively working on it to an extent.
Yes.
So that's probably what's going on. And I think a Kickstarter would be a great way for them to start, funding a DLC. Just tell us your ideas for a DLC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I totally agree with
Kickstarter
that.
is interesting. Speaking from experience, I've done one Kickstarter and one Indiegogo for different things. And Kickstarter is probably better known. It's probably got slightly better reputation.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if they've changed it in the years it's been since I've done one. But with Kickstarter, the funding, I think they've changed it. It's usually all or nothing. In other words, you ask for a certain amount, and if you don't get that, you don't move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Indiegogo, I know, definitely allows you to do like, hey, I asked for 1,000 and I got 500. I'm still going to do the thing, and take the 500 and go with it.
Yeah,
But it just begs the question of how much it's going to cost to develop a new DLC.
And just with something that would be a DLC, it wouldn't really, honestly, for developing what they developed with just the two things, wouldn't it cost around $500 or less than that? The Titan and the Goblin. It really just is a change.
That probably costs
maybe less than that, but I mean, it's just a change in color and size. Really, so that actually would probably be like maybe $100 to do something like that if you were to pay somebody.
So you
to
break down cost into programmer hours, and you try to figure out how much it costs per hour, how long it takes to accomplish the thing, and you still have to integrate it in, like.
Yeah, and then
it's not quite as simple as just pixel swap.
Yeah, but you just have an update. You have
Paul,
a software
do you want to say
update.
anything?
What?
Because we've been talking.
I just been listening. Also kind of
Okay.
tired right now.
I just want to make sure everyone gets a chance to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
Paul always jumps in whenever he wants to. It's always been like that.
Alright.
He interrupts me so much during certain times he wants to talk about something.
We always do it to each other.
Yeah.
We never interrupt you.
It's just the way we work. I'm kind of used to it with Paul a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Especially when we're playing some fighting games. You have a lot to say with that. A lot. But I mean, yeah, Paul, if you have some idea that you think that they could do that could help them out grow a little better, do you think there's something?
Nothing I can think of off the top of my head.
Because all I can think about is the fact is that they have to do a little more. And I know some people get upset with this. Oh, they did fan service. That's the point. If it's an old game or old book or old movie or something like that, and then they want to remake it and they want to make it more for the people that liked it, well, you kind of have to work down that road, you know, for those people that liked it. You kind of have to do some fan service for that, you know. And so even though like it's a newer game and it's like, well, we were trying to include more players so that the newer current generation is going to enjoy it too. But the fact is, the newer generation is hearing about this old game that is being promoted as being something amazing, but they're not getting that old game with the new concept. They're getting a new game, you know. So they're not receiving the very thing that you were trying to describe to them as why it was so amazing. Now maybe they might like the newer current version because they're kind of used to that, but when we go and we tell other people about something we like, we tell it about it as to why we like it, and then they come to like it because they like what we like as well. But if they get something completely different, and then we get something completely different, like, well, we didn't know they were going to do that, and then they're like, well, I didn't know they were going to do that, you know? So I'm just saying, like, when you're doing something for a niche thing, for something that's already been done before, you kind of want to play into the hands of the fan, versus if you're playing a completely new thing, like here's a good example. Here's a great example, which people might not like, 007. As soon as they stopped with the books, you know, Broccoli they were done with all his books and his scripts and stuff, they could start a brand new kind of Bond, which they did. Is it going to make the old people that watch it a little upset? Maybe, sure. But the books are done. Yeah. Now they can start something new and something fresh and kind of go forward with that. That's fine. You know, that makes sense. You know, I'm just saying from like a way to present it to other people. It just, to me, it kind of makes sense, right? So that's what I got to say.
Yeah.
I know it went on quite some time, but I don't know. I had to say it.
That was fun.
But I like talking about this because the thing is, I'm not trying to get down on Brigandine. I love Brigandine. I want to see it be successful, but I want to see it be successful from the point of more of the heart than the dollar sign, because when it comes from more of the heart, then it really connects with people. You know, and that's the same thing for anything really out there. If it really draws you in. And it's like, ooh, this is really good. Like, when I was younger, Chrono Trigger was such an amazing game. It lets you play so many different stories. It puts you through different time frames. It did so many different things, you know? It just kind of captures you, you know? And kind of draws you in. The same thing with Brigandine, with this whole different thing. The reason I loved it so much is because I could imagine being the ruler of Norgard, or being the ruler of Caerleon, or New Mechia if I wanted to, and then playing through that and just imagining like what would my kingdom be like based upon my character and who I am and how this is going. You can imagine all this, you know, coming into play. You have 6 different rulers. Well, the original game is 5 for the America, but with GE it's 6 different rulers to imagine a whole world as to how you build it into. You know, and they let you have the options to explore those ideas. You know, and then I'm just saying, now you got new games where they might put some lore into there, but it doesn't mean anything at all. There's no cross reference to anything, and you're just playing through whatever. It's just extra filler. You know, and you play through this game, you get it done, you get over with, and you move on to something new. Because nothing that you played was memorable to the point that you want to play it again. Because it doesn't matter. Yeah. So when it doesn't matter...
Well, one thing you have to keep in mind
it doesn't matter
is that... Yeah, so as we get older and we encounter more things, it's a lot harder for something new to really grab us in many cases. Because
yeah.
You've sort of seen it already. Like Game of Thrones, in a lot of ways... especially with the early stuff, it's very Brigandine-ish. You know, there's all these different rulers competing for power.
That's funny.
And that's great.
That's funny because it kind of like opened the world up to what we were already experiencing and already liking. You know, it's like, oh, you like what we like now? We were already there. With Brigandine.
Right, we've been doing fantasy long before you were.
Yeah.
But, like, it's still just... A lot of it goes back, and I know you mentioned you don't want it to be dollar sign successful,
I
But
know,
in order
yeah.
to get more, it has to be a certain level of successful. That's our problem. That's our weak spot. And
It just comes down to the
I don't
balancing of
know.
the dollar signs of the heart. Because if you can get the heart just a lot higher than the dollar sign, then it's just because you've heard the term sellout long ago. And
Yeah.
it kind of applies to some new games now. We don't use that term very much anymore, but it's still it's kind of applicable because you see commercials. I see commercials for this particular game all the time called like War Games or something like that, and they keep changing what they want to do just to make it like likable, and it's just like I keep clicking off this ad all the time. It's just like it's just something annoying because you're just trying to find a way to pander, but you don't have an original thought in your head, and you're not trying to put out your particular original thought, pass or fail. You're just trying to find a way to appease the crowds without having to have something original. And when you come down to something like this, that's the hard part, coming up with something original. Like what you're saying, it's true. But if you find some way to turn this character or turn that island or this map or whatever into a little niche thing that's just yours, and you play upon it and you put a little imagination into it, and it's just a little weird, a little different, there you go. You spawned an idea. You spawn an idea, people want to like know what this is, know what that is, and then they go down all these other paths. The whole idea of Lord of the Rings,
Right.
a ring, just a ring, but it has all these powers, right? And then for the most part, the whole book and the movie is based on the damn ring, but we don't cover the damn thing at all. It's about all these other characters.
But it's
it moves off.
But
and it
you're
goes and,
you're right.
But
But
all
that's
this
what
other stuff.
compels readers to read. Characters are what we identify with because we're people.
Yes, exactly.
So we're kind of just characters in our own right. So, yeah, it's about the ring, but it's about how the people interact with and deal with the consequences of the ring.
But I'm just saying, they don't sit there the whole time and write about how the ring looks glorious and lustrous, and you can see little, runic elf writings popping out of it all every second. They don't keep talking. They don't keep writing about the ring. They barely mention it. They just talk about the characters. So they kind of like the story's based upon this, but then they go this direction and then let your mind go down this fantasy road on all these different directions, which is like it gives you more options to just explore in your mind, as to why are they doing this. The thing is, when it comes down to a lot of fantasy games, the reason why they become really good is because you have that why factor. You're like, but why? Why this? And why that? And you think about it. You might not say it to everybody, but you think about it a lot. And it lets your imagination roll, And that's the thing about this game that worked out great. That's why Game of Thrones became so successful. That's why this game was successful with its niche grouping long ago, is because you could play 6 different rulers, some good, some not so good, some kind of indifferent, some start good, they go a little bad, some start a little bad, they go a little good. And then you can kind of imagine that as you're going through the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying the whole point is to conquer and control the world because of unity. So the idea isn't a ring, the idea is unity of a country. But you get enveloped into the characters because they're all a little bit niche and all a little bit different. And some want to work with each other, some don't. But I'm saying from like a fan perspective, that was the unique thing that drew people in for this game. At least from what I've been able to tell. Do you think I'm on to this? Is there anything else that you think, Paul? I'll end here, but do you want to add to this, Paul and Frost? And I'll be done for now, but... Yeah?
If Paul's talking, I can barely hear him.
Paul, here.
I said I really can't think of anything else to add to that, though.
Is there something special about this game
This game?
that draws people in, that you would think draws people in?
I think all the different ways you can play the game. Like all different,
Because for
rulers.
the most part, all the old games, right, they just run off of one main character, right?
Exactly. This one you can play 6 different characters, and they all have their different storylines as well. So that's one thing I like about this game, actually.
But you see somebody.
Yeah,
else,
and
like,
I would
really
agree.
ruling
It's very good.
at the end. You know.
I just
Oh, sorry, Frost. Go ahead.
I kind of wish they had done more with the characters. Like that's. I feel like they could have had stuff scripted for just about, maybe not with the original Brigandine because that was using some old tech, but for the new one, they could have had stuff scripted for pretty much any situation. So every castle you take over, you see some new glimpse into the characters' lives. Instead, I felt like I was getting less out of seeing the characters than I did in Grand Edition.
Dang, Frost.
I felt like I was seeing less stuff.
You just gave me one of the greatest ideas ever. And that was exactly perfect. Like, that would be the best way to do it. Every time you take over a castle,
that's what would have done
you
this
get a
game
little
differently.
more justification as to why they feel the way they feel, whether they're right or wrong. Because as you could see, Rubino was probably not the most correct at doing what he did initially. But as he grows as a character, like he has to inherit. He made his bed. Now he has to sleep in it. You know what I'm saying? Because he attacked people because he didn't know who killed his father. Oh, you killed my father. No, you killed my father. No, I don't know. Whatever. Okay, now I gotta take care of it.
And not even just the protagonists, but the secondary characters as well. Like, we know Meligant and Adelicia have their little affair going on because they do, right?
That too.
We know that Geriant and Brusum have a relationship of some kind. Even though they could have done more with that in a perfect world.
We also know about, like, how Noya
I feel like that would have boosted reviews, which would have been good.
Yes. I think it could have.
I don't know what Paul was trying to say.
We were, well, there's a cutscene there where Gwendolyn comes up to the top of the tower and he finds that Noya has a terminal illness, though. It's like, no, don't tell Vinard. Don't tell him. I want to do what I can before I die.
Yeah.
Because she, I guess, it was kind of like low Vinard.
That was a really sad part, and still kind of is a sad part for me until today. The fact that she passes away.
But that's good writing.
And yes, it's great writing. I'm just saying, like, what you're saying, and what I'm trying to convey, is the same thing in that sense. They could have expanded upon those elements, and as soon as you get to a new castle or something like that, you could go into it. Like, you haven't played Triangle Strategy yet, but in Triangle Strategy there is so much dialogue, dude. It's unbelievable. I went through some streams. I had maybe 2 battles. I'm going through 4 hours of a stream, letting the dialogue play itself out, letting them tell their story and stuff. But it seems like they're doing it so much so fast, I can't keep up with who the characters are. You know, there's like no pause or break. Like, this person, that person, and they're all from like 4 different or 3 different castle families. You know, so I think it's going to get better. But I think they finally, for that game, they finally started to take the ideas to put in more dialogue for the games to help you understand the backstories and who likes who and who doesn't like this other person. What happened in the past? This person holds a grudge. You know, this person wants to make amends. This, that, the other thing. I think that's great, but I think, like what you're saying, that would have worked perfectly. The spacing between the battles and the new story text dialogue. Because the fact is, you can't just rattle off names after names. I mean, you read the Old Testament Bible and you're going to read, this was the father of this person, this was the father of this person.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
that's not
you just
good
skip ahead.
either.
Who is the last guy? You know, you don't even read all that. It's just like, this is annoying. I'm not going to read this. You know, I think Brigandine could have, like what you're saying, they could have made out better if they would have put in some stuff after a battle. You can skip it if you want, if you already know what the dialogue is, but, you know, like what you're saying, especially with the new game, because I never really got, because that's the thing, that with the new game, I didn't really get, I understood Rubino, but I never got fully invested with some of the characters, especially Shinobi. Shinobi, after a while, was like, you have babies because you get pregnant from a stream from dragon sperm? Like, it just made me go like, okay.
Yeah, that's an interesting plot device, but I enjoyed it. I was having fun with it. It's just I'm too lazy to switch my computer screen over. That's all it is. If I could somehow run it standard the way it is, I would probably pick it up tomorrow.
Yeah, I played it. I liked it. Shinobi was one of the better countries to play through because the difficulty spike was quite high. You got to choose a country to take over, and then you got to either backtrack and defend your territory or something like that.
I'm just trying to kill fucking Rudo. That's all I have to do left is Rudo and Stella. And Stella's not much of a challenge, but they always manage to kill like one monster, and it's like I don't want to lose my monsters.
And that's how we played with the original game. But the difference between that's what I'm saying. They didn't go based upon the fan base. The original game, you lose a monster, you lose a monster. This game, you lose a monster, you get them back easily. And sure, you might lose some of the gear, but you just go out and find a revival, and you got them back. And so it doesn't make it so that you're trying, like how people play Pokemon and stuff, they're trying to save every Pokemon. There's no detriment to losing your leaders or your monsters as heavily, so the penalty is almost wiped away to the point that it's like, whatever, I'll just toss everything into the fire and I'll just buy it back later. It's not even going to matter. You know, it makes you less desire. It makes you have a less desire to care about your team because you know you can get them back. So even if you sacrifice everything, you know, it's just like whatever.
You can resurrect dead monsters in Runerzia?
Yeah, you get the mana revival stones. You bring them back. You summon them back into the field.
That's news. Okay, I mean,
maybe you didn't.
I feel like you've told me that already, and I just never clicked it.
Yeah, it was just you press Y to switch over to the resurrect button if you got mana stones, and then you just get them back. So
how do you get mana stones?
Well, you got to quest. You got to just keep questing, and you randomly find it. If you find a place that has
so you need a quest item to bring it back. That's sort of balanced, although they give you unlimited questing time at the end of the game, so it's kind of abusable.
But then again, you can quest as much as you want in the beginning of the game. I usually have about 4 or 6 guys questing that I just don't need right off the bat. And some people will be like, you need a level 20 quester to get them. No, you don't. It just means you have better luck getting 3-star things, but it doesn't mean you need it. Because I've gotten 3-star things plenty of times with level 2 to level 5 characters. So
I think I figured it out. I think one of the things that it sounds like you're concerned about, and I'm a little concerned about, having not gotten there yet, is that with Runerzia, at the end of the game, after you fight all of the countries, you get unlimited time to do unlimited questing and all of that shit, right?
Yes.
Bullnoil, it was you have 3 turns to kill Bullnoil, and you can't quest at all. It should just be you have 3 turns to kill these guys, but you can still quest. Not hard.
Yeah, maybe something like that. It just
not hard at all.
I'm just saying, like the game, when it gets too easy, and then people are like, people want easy game. People are liking the easy game because it was set up to be easy. It doesn't necessarily mean they want an easy game. You know, like if I play an action game, I want action in the action game. If I play a racing game, I want the screen to look like I'm flying through areas, you know? I don't want to be turn-styled. You know, I play the game that I'm playing because of the style that it is, you know? So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
You know,
Alright, so it's about that time. Past that time, to be honest, but
I think this was a very good and fruitful conversation. I thank you, Frost, and
I do. I think we thought of some things.
Yeah.
So Runerzia people, if you're listening, make like a DLC and do a Kickstarter, and people
Please.
People will support it, believe it or not.
Yeah, but I think the fact is they're looking too much like, what are people in our country going to do? There's plenty of people all around the world. This isn't just based on the country anymore. Like it was in the past. We would either get, you know, stuff just from our country or from that country. Yeah. This stuff goes global. You know?
Yeah.
You know, think about the majority of the people around the world that are already enjoying and loving this stuff. Yeah. Because that's where it's going to, you know, make a difference there. So, all right, I guess we'll close it out here today. Frost, you want to say some good goodbyes until next week or the week after that?
Yeah, peeps. Good seeing everyone again. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope we've entertained you with our bullshitting about Runerzia's ups and downs. And
I wouldn't say it was all
if you enjoy
bullshit.
the kind of stuff, if you enjoy the kind of stuff we do, I have my own Twitch channel, YouTube channel. It's FrostPDP. You can check it out. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Discord. Trigger has a Discord. I have a Discord. Brigandine has a Discord. So I don't know. I'm supposed to say Discord again, I think.
We
Point
all
of the
have
matter
Discord.
is, I'm
It's okay.
around. Links are in the description to this video, apparently, if you're watching on YouTube, which, considering we're wrapping up, is the only way you're going to be watching this at this point. So, yeah. Thanks for having me, Trigger.
Yeah, no problem, man. And Paul, do you want to say some words and say goodbye, and we'll close
thanks
out?
for coming by, and we'll see you next time, whenever that will be.
Next week or the week after?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming by. You can check out all the stuff on my channel. YouTube will have everything described down below. So if you press the little extra info button, you'll get to see all this stuff. But you know, we'll bring more of this to you. Thanks for coming by, everybody. Have a great night.